started in about 12 minutes. Por detrás, sí, atrás. Gracias. All right.
Today I was telling my daughter, I had to go to a seminar to learn what I was supposed to be learning and schools that you didn't want to come with me. If they do one in the summer, I might go with you. Are you doing another one in the summer? You are?
We do one in the next one will be early next year.
Test, 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 test.
All right. All right, all right, should be good. Let's get this going. All right, you guys ready? Start the beginner hour and let everybody else start slowly trickling in over the next hour. If you were not here for the last meetup we did pre-cruise, we're going to start something up as far as like how we announce the sponsors. So for today though, we get to 2 p.m. so we don't spend 15, 20 minutes right now just talking about the sponsors. And also so there's more people here. But moving forward, I would say the next beginner hour, when we do this, a big change is going to be, currently we do like a who has any questions and we go around. Those get a little off times, like we're doing like weird breathing exercises because no one raises their hand with a question, but they're here on a Saturday. So rather than do that and feel like I'm pulling teeth to get questions, what we're going to do is I feel like everybody, whether you're advanced, beginner hour, or you are a beginner, you want to know how to find your next product or your first product that you can sell. So I'm going to spend a good portion of the time every beginner hour on Saturdays just using different methods select products, right? I think that'll get some people to show up earlier for the beginner hour too, because that seems to be like a topic with everyone, which, rightly so. The other thing is we are super fortunate to have a bunch of sponsors, some of the banners you see, but what has happened is that me giving credit to all the sponsors turns into like 10. I don't think anyone here is listening after the first sponsor, and it doesn't do them justice. So we'll just have like a rotating slide on the back, so you just kind of see it. And if one of them catches your attention, you can screenshot it, and on the see that, I call it a rolling ticker, like the NASCAR ticker or whatever. That's just go on the bottom. You're going to see that the entire feed, which is a sponsor. So it's to help the sponsors, to make the experience better, and to take the it never fails. I forget to mention one sponsor, and then I get like a 2-paragraph email the next day, which is like takes the joy out of what we're doing. So we're not going to mention sponsors now. One of the things I'll throw out there, and I'll probably be a recurring theme, is every event I talk about this amazing event we do called Online Seller Cruise, and just completely shocked I didn't even make it. So I had a family emergency literally minutes, hours before, which I'm still kind of stunned by, but everything's good with my family, thankfully. Appreciate everybody that's reached out and sent prayers, good vibes, well wishes, all that stuff. My dad was good actually the Wednesday after, but there was zero chance Carnival was allowing me to get on the ship afterwards. I even considered like flying out to an island and just like hanging out in the island, but just wouldn't have made a lot of sense. I know a lot of people are asking next Online Seller Cruise. We have it all set up. It just needs to be turned on and announced, but we have some conflicting dates that we're trying to work out. I'm sure normally we would have already announced Online Seller Cruise, but instead it's going to be like another 3 weeks before we do, and that is because we are working on an addition, and we have some conflict on dates. I won't go a lot into what the event details say. That it is called Ecom Retreat, and it's going to be really amazing. So just you'll stay tuned for that. That's the only reason why it's a delay. The prices are not going to go up on the cabins between now and 3 weeks for an event that's going to be in late January or early February of next year, so no worries there. It is good to know that the event was so good that even the event before this one in Spanish dedicated a entire presentation to the event. Rafa, who just walked in, that was a pretty sick video. I was looking in there, I'm like, he brought me in via AI or something.
I put a little, you see it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a nice touch. Yeah, but it looks like it was absolutely amazing. I'm still getting feedback, which if you've not sent me feedback on it, it means a lot. Hearing great event, I loved it, doesn't really do a lot for me. So like, I do want to hear areas of improvement. I like it. You know what I found out about these forums? Like a hard subscriber to SurveyMonkey, which is like the top thing for polls, is I send it out, nobody answers. And what works for me though, and this is weird, is that if I was to ask everybody, hey, where do you think and at what time should we start having our meetup events? But if I come out and say that I have a great idea, we're gonna start having meetup events at 6 a.m. on Thursdays, everyone will jump at the chance to tell me why that's a bad idea and give me their own thing. Like, the surveys don't really do anything. I just get a lot more asking people and just telling people what my idea is, which is usually not the best one, but it's like people love, not in a malicious way, love to poke hole idea, and that's what I want, right? So, love it. I got things. What people like here in the group, by the way, the structure and all this stuff here, is because of that over the years. Our structure used to be meet at a coffee shop and no topic, and it was really just whoever was the greatest extra or in the most pain in their business. It's like big dog eats first. That's what we talked about the whole time. So if it happened to be creating an FBA shipment, you had some like 7, 8, 9-figure sellers sitting there like, what's my life? Like, I'm here creating an FBA shipment. This is, and then someone said, how about a beginner hour? And then we'll go wild with advanced stuff. So that's what we have. Speaking of questions, who has any questions about selling online? By the way, is anyone watching the stream or able to watch the stream? Fernando can't. Fernando's here. I didn't see him. If anyone does have any questions on the stream, feel free to ask. I will share now, though, the topic today is making money with the Amazon Influencer Program. We haven't had the topic in about 3.5 months. We did in Tampa, so I know we probably got some of our Wizards of Ecom Tampa peeps watching. I'm going to be in Tampa on Wednesday for a different meetup event, so anybody watching from Tampa, love to see you. We still have 2 seats in the ride. We leave here at 4 a.m. going to Tampa, so any that are just looking for like a 4-hour brainstorm session on the road, you are more than welcome. I love riff. If not, I'm going to listen to an audiobook. Are you in?
I'll let you know today.
It's all good. I do it solo. If not, we usually have 2, 3 people. We drive up early. Some of the sessions, it's like afterwards, everyone's like, we should have recorded that. So we might do that. So we might do like a 4-hour podcast session on just like riffing on some random stuff in the car. But anyway, I'm going to be up in Tampa. We did this topic in Tampa. It's not a word for word one. I don't have like a slide deck that I'm going to repeat. And there has been a lot of changes in the last 3-4 months. But we're going to cover briefly what it is, best practices for getting started, especially like tips for get approved, where I see the program going, how to get a hold of Alex, vertical versus horizontal. I will say that there is an excellent chance the Amazon Influencer Program existed when I started. I probably would have never got into what I was getting into because there was no easy money when I started. This is easy money. Like, this is really easy money. So I don't know how long it's going to last. Everything evolves and gets more difficult. But if you get in now, like, this is just, I don't like the word passive income, but this is about passive. This is really passive. So you're really going to like this. We're going to go into all that stuff. In the meantime, though, with the questions, like, we can cover everything. Any Amazon selling model, anything in e-commerce you want, but let's try to keep it towards Amazon. Rafa?
Alex had a great I'm gonna see if I get my little brother. So Alex had a great question about print on demand, and I'm gonna see if I get my brother started on it, or my cousins. I think it's really nice. I just wanted to take on POD.
Okay, POD, print on demand. I think that's solid. When can you hear Andres? That's not good that my business partner can sneak up on me like that. I'm not. And Ricky, my jujitsu dad friend. Okay, PODs, man, phenomenal place to start your business. And Alex has a really solid foundation in e-commerce, and the stuff he's doing with print on demand is just amazing. I signed up for his course, right? I think we need to work on him bumping his prices up. Hopefully he keeps it all low for us, and he'll bump it up for outside people. I get scared any time I see a course that affordable because I'm like, this is not going to sustain itself. there's not a build this out, right? So really affordable. Now what he does on print on demand, I have zero experience with, right? My experience with print on demand is about, I don't know, 4 years ago or something like that. How long ago was print on demand coming out, Brenda? Merch, yeah.
2017, 17.
I got in like early stages. Bunch of people took off ahead of me, and we just have a ton of designs up there now across a whole bunch of different accounts, and it just makes money. But the percentage of my shirts that I sell is probably like 1 or 2%. But if you add up everything and it's at like 50,000 designs, this is just some crazy number, that really adds up. And some of the designs that really sell, like, to give you some examples, because again, I can barely match my clothes. Like, I'm not creating anything that's like super aesthetically pleasing. I was just talking about that. Like, there's a trend, I think it's still a trend, where like, it's usually girls, like little girls make slime. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not making this up, like it's a thing. So I'll have like a series of shirts that are like slime queen, girl slime better, like Nickelodeon-ish looking slime, stuff like that. They just sell, right? They're horrendous looking. They really are. Like, they're horrendous. And I imagine it's somebody's bedtime shirt almost immediately, right? But in the meantime, you get paid. Another cool one was the train tracks we talked about. You know, got a little vector image, some train tracks, put it on the back of the shirt, and the idea is that your kid's gonna play train tracks, but he's giving you a back rub, like a little novelty thing, and just stuff like that. We have at the dance studio, we have a popular one that you guys would recognize is, you know, the Straight Outta Compton shirt, right, with the asphalt looking, that's what I call it. Got Straight Outta Salsa class, is it class or Straight Outta Salsa? Straight Outta Salsa. Straight Outta Salsa class, Straight Out of Bachata class. My business partner obviously likes to reinvent language, so he came up with S-Smooth, which you guys saw on the cruise, right? So S-Smooth, which I hate because then he looks right? But it sells. So stuff like that, you just put it up there on Amazon, you make a deal. Now, Alex is way beyond shirts. So you could do shirts, but it's like shower curtains, cutting boards, like jewelry, bigger ticket items. And it's driving traffic. It has nothing to do with Amazon. He doesn't want any merch. Actually, I don't know what his opinion is on Amazon merch, but that's not his jam. I know how to drive traffic. I know how to run traffic. I know social media ads, but I don't know how to do that with a print-on-demand store. As a matter of fact, with Merch by Amazon, I have not been able to figure out to run, I don't know if you know anybody, to run paid traffic to a Merch by Amazon shirt and be profitable. Obviously, with these other items, you could do some real damage. So that's my extent. I think it's great to start. If you're doing just Merch by Amazon, though, like, don't quit your day job. You know, if you're doing the stuff that Alex is talking, you could do some really good money. So I hope that helps as an answer. What other questions we got?
We have a comment from Print on Demand Cast. He says, I may have some ideas I can share about print on demand.
And his name is Print on Demand Cast. I would hope he has some ideas.
So I told him to get in touch with you and maybe
Tell him we'll give him permission to do a shameless plug, and like drop something in there, and then we'll evaluate whether it's some solid. Is he new to the group? No. Check out the YouTube channel while we keep talking. If you can you double back and see, or can somebody else look that up while he's looking at that has a phone out? Can somebody look up Print on Demand Cast YouTube channel? Who knows? Next thing you know, he might be speaking here.
it might be a friend of mine.
If he's a friend of yours, then that's 2 strikes against him, right? Plugging his stuff in the feed and a friend of yours.
No, but like I haven't talked to him way back.
So he's probably still okay.
Yeah.
Not fully corrupted.
If it's what I think it is, I 100%.
100% vouch for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Pull it. Somebody pull it up so we can run with it. What are the questions we have? And if nobody has questions, remember it's a beautiful day out. It's Miami. It's Miami anywhere. You're here on a Saturday. Like, ask something. There is no dumb question besides being here on a Saturday when you could be anywhere else if you have no question. So it's like your PPC going down. It's super easy to find inventory. Or your competitors just messaging you, like falling to your knees, saying they want to work with you. Like, what are the struggles that you're having in your business? Who here has not started selling on Amazon or e-commerce? You've been selling. On Amazon, okay. Who's been selling for less than a year? Welcome back. It sounded my voice. Is that his?
His name's Jay D'Souza. He's been kind of like talking like when merch first started. Yeah, he's been around.
Is he the one that's Detour Shirts?
No, that's somebody. That's Juna.
Juna.
If he knows Juna, we're we're all in the same group.
Oh, yeah, so what's the name of his channel?
Jay D'Souza.
Okay, that sounds solid.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Okay. Tell him to drop some tips on there on print on demand. Yeah. Okay. Where are you at in your business right now? Under a year. Like, what are you working on right now? What are you on? What's next? Wholesaling. So you have a private label product in the works, it's or not?
It's a.
Two private label products, right? Total masochist. Yeah.
Should be inspected. They're gonna ship after New Year.
Inspect after New Year. Perfect. After New Year, Chinese New Year. Yeah. And wholesale, how's that going for you?
We just came back. We just went to another distributor and knocked the door. Some info, some buddy.
Okay. I like that you're going in person. Yeah. How did it go?
Well, it's not a question. It's a statement. We really missed you.
We really missed me. I appreciate that. I really missed me. Hard week for me, bro. That was a hard week for me.
It
Yeah.
was for me too. I almost missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost missed what?
The boat.
Well, how did you almost miss the boat?
I went to the day before.
I heard you were sick. I went to the night before event, and I was saying hi to everyone.
He was there.
Yeah, I went to the night before event. We were talking about being on the boat, and not a good time. Let's put it like that. It wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good week for me either. I think you had a better week than I did, though. So, which is good.
If you're there,
And I saw you were trying to connect with Kevin King, and I saw some good folks. So you were able to have your conversation? Okay. No, I'm not. No, it's fine. It's fine. I know it was a big deal. When I go to an event, there's usually somebody who's on my list that I want to connect with too. That's good. Kevin King was the person you wanted to connect with on the ship, right? Yeah.
at least we shook hands.
Huh?
At least we shook hands.
At least you shook hands. Good.
Tom's in the chat.
Tom's in the chat. Wow. Wow.
On the Madcast, Jay D'Souza, I vouched for him too.
I'm gonna do some like print on demand cast. Found this stream because Tom's there, like doing some stations and like rallying the troops. Tom's awesome.
So I don't know if you could just kind of like maybe give some strategy on wholesaling and stuff. Like
Okay.
We're just trying different things. I don't know. I don't really know what I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's where we're at with wholesaling.
Okay. So can you throw me the cube so I can throw it around when we do it? But the question has to do with wholesale or reselling on Amazon. Since it's the beginner hour, it's reselling an existing brand and recognize profit on the sale. You usually only go get a brand to do this with when it's already selling and has established velocity. Otherwise, I mean, you could, if you have a relationship with a brand or you feel really strong about your Amazon, there might be a solid inroad to go to a brand and realize they're not, represented on Amazon. You can do something really good and approach it that way. But for the most part, especially in the beginner hour, if you're coming from that direction, only resell something that has established velocity. One of the tools that I really like when looking at that is Keepa. So I'm assuming you guys are using Keepa. Keepa's going to let you know the historical information about the product that you want to know before making a purchase. Like you might see it right now and it has an amazing rank, and you see that at that rank it could be selling X amount per day. Life of this product, that has not been the case. Keepa, Keepa. It was free forever. I still think it's a super amazing deal. Sub $50. I don't remember what we pay for it, but it's under $50.
It's a $20 euro.
20 euro. Yeah.
Euro.
So to make like an informed buying decision, 'cause a lot of these other tools, I feel like they're not that accurate. I think Keepa's accurate of everything else that's out there, in my opinion. Yeah. But some tips. One will be looking for making a buying decision and like see what's going on there. Another one that I would say, and again, there's an exception for everything I say. I would stay away right now if I was you guys from anything that Amazon is direct, right? If I was you, I would even stay away at this stage because we've had some, I feel a little familiar with what's going through, guys. I would stay away from anything that Amazon even shows up every now and then, right? Later on, if you see like a good pattern as to when they go out of stock, then we have that conversation. But right now, I would just, Amazon is showing up on the box or having sold this product, I'd just stay away from it.
Okay.
Right. What else? I feel like other tips, like some of these better tips, more into how to get them to say yes to sell to you. I have not had good success with going up to companies online or in person that they focus on just we sell products to people so they can resell wholesale type of thing, like the Dobas, the 888s, and all them. There's a lot of them, so I can't name all of them. Maybe there's some good ones out there. I feel like anytime something is that easily accessible to everyone to just reach out and be able to resell products, it's usually a problem. I've gotten in, we get some quick sales, and we're like, oh my God, this thing's good, and sure enough, we're using more than we've gained. That's just my experience. Now, how did you find the buyer or the distributor that you went to today? Online.
Immediately, the ask who you guys AOV. I said, well, B. We don't sell to online retailers. Immediately, she said no to us. And she said we do have an online retailer channel. So, but they also have their own brand. I'm not looking to their brand. I was looking for something else they carry. So at least she gave me a sales small size email, so I just emailed him on the way to here and see what's going on with them. They are very big.
Okay, when you first told me, I thought it was one of these like Dobas or like 888 lots.
No.
But if you went somewhere and they sell to brick and mortar stores to resell, I think that's worth pursuing. Yeah, there was a time when I first selling on Amazon that it was very ask for forgiveness rather than permission. They're like, we don't sell to online retailers. Like, oh, I'm not an online retailer, sell to me. And then I get it. I place a sizable order. I start reselling it online. And then they're like, hold on, you said you weren't, oh, I didn't understand. I'm sorry, but I placed such a large order back then that it was like, are you really going to cut me off? I'm going to keep placing orders like this. And we wind up coming to some agreement and we stay. That time has really changed. So I would be as straight up with them as possible that you're going to be selling on Amazon. One workaround that works a lot, but it's going to make things a little more complicated and you probably want to deal with now is just like many people here struggle with selling internationally on Amazon or selling anywhere out of the US on any platform, these people are struggling with as well. So if you're willing to say, okay, we don't want to sell your product in the US, we respect that you don't do this online, could we sell your product in, I don't say Mercado Libre, Latin America? Could we sell your product in Canada? Could we sell in a different place? And they're like, oh my God, you're going to be able to get our stuff there? That helps a lot. And then once you start working with them there and you're about to place your first order, in my experience, we're already bred, I'm already in your system, and it's like, yeah, it's like one of the good guys, let him also sell in the US. Like you want to help the people you're working with. So one better might be to just sell in these other marketplaces. In some of them, they're actually quite good. No representation over there in Amazon Germany or Amazon UK, and you sell it there, that could be great for you.
Another thing here is, because my account is so new.
Your account is so new.
So new, but not that new. There's still decent amount of brand. I am hated. So it says your account doesn't qualify. So is that possible if I do wholesale with them? Just go through get the letter from them and go.
Yeah, I mean, assuming you're dealing with somebody that, like, if you're talking to Keebler and you want to resell Keebler cookies, and on Amazon you are gated for Keebler cookies, and you an invoice that you've purchased from Keebler, then yeah, you just buy it and you're going to be able to sell it on Amazon. You can get approved with that. If you're buying from a booth at the flea market, I'm exaggerating here, or somebody that's just calling themselves a distributor because they happen to have some inventory of Keebler, and you try to use that invoice and you place an order, they might not be considered an authorized reseller of that product. So that's not going to help you at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's another concern here. Process is slow, but where
I don't find getting ungated to be a problem. I think it's talked about more than maybe that it needs to be. You can buy the product from a legit source, you're going to be able to get ungated.
Okay.
Like if you don't have the patience to wait and go through all that, which I think you should wait and go through all that, a survey has helped I've lost track of how many people here. Tom has worked with them. A lot of people have worked with them. Is a service called Funnel Guru.
We think it's with.
Yeah, a service called Funnel Guru. Gabe doesn't like them, but a service called Funnel Guru. They charge you and they get you ungated in this category. That's it. But they're basically going to do the same thing that you could do. They're just going to charge you a few $100s more. That's what it comes down to. So like, I think learning to do it and getting it legit or as legit as possible is the way to go. It's your business. But now you have been armed with the information that you need. Okay? But no, if not, Funnel Guru. And I can't get a discount out of them for nothing. No affiliate codes, nothing. And they've helped everyone that I've sent that way. What are the questions we have?
I have to chat.
Okay.
First one is it worth running ads for USA items on Mexico or Canada with a remote fulfillment program?
Wow, that's a good question. Repeat it.
Is it worth running PPC ads for USA items on Mexico or Canada with a remote fulfillment program?
In NARF. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people make a mistake and they don't run ads in there because they feel like they're just connected, being sold internationally. So that's just, everything's checked and everything happens normally. But yeah, I would say you need to run ads, and you probably need to run ads more other people that are native to that country with their inventory in that country. So yeah, absolutely.
Next
The other answer is anytime you're wondering whether you should run ads or could benefit from ads, by design, Amazon has made the entire platform where you're going to sell more if you run ads. So it's usually yes.
Next question. I had a return that was sent to me by a return label created by Amazon, and it was lost. Amazon refuses to reimburse me.
Like how? Say that again?
Yeah. I had a return that was sent to me by a return label created by Amazon, and it was lost. Amazon refuses to reimburse me.
So I'm going to repeat it back. Amazon sent a return
To them.
that they shipped back to them,
But it got lost.
and there's a label, and it got lost, and Amazon's not refunding them.
Yeah.
Amazon for that. Maybe I'm going to guess that not enough time has gone by for Amazon to say, hey, this is a loss, for them to reimburse you. But hookup was, you should be able to fight that and get that back. I've never had that happen to me. If not, and if you don't have the bandwidth to deal with it, I would use somebody like Gatita. Gatita/WOE will give you like $400 in credit. So even if you don't want to use Gatita afterwards, you could use that. It won't cost you anything.
So it's been 6 months.
You can probably file a safety claim. Find out exactly.
That has never happened to me, so I can't speak to it. How much was it? Out of curiosity. Yeah. No, we can keep going. I'm curious if the person will share, like, how much was it? Curiosity, not that it's going to change what I'm going to say.
So, I know what wholesale is and what retail is, but I'm a little confused with, you said, or she was explaining that they're in the wholesale, but yet they're buying from a distributor.
So it's,
Wouldn't the distributor be the wholesaler?
yes. So
And then
that is everywhere outside of Amazon, an Amazon seller group. How about that? Amazon, they say that we're doing wholesale. What they're really saying is we're resellers. And they're buying from people who sell wholesale, distributors who sell wholesale to retail stores. So when they're buying, and I have no idea where this started, but it is super confusing. When an Amazon seller selling under the wholesale model on Amazon, they're buying from a wholesaler and reselling it. That's what it means. So she's reselling brands on Amazon to make a profit, because most brands don't on Amazon.
Okay.
The problem comes in is not everybody who has inventory and that's will sell it is authorized to do so. So supplement space, for example, but this happens everywhere, is you will have a brand of phone cases and you are from the Ukraine and you want to buy 4 containers of these phone cases to go to the Ukraine. I sell it to you and you divert 2 containers here into the US and sell them retail stores so that they can resell them. and you sell some to a distributor who's now going to add it to their catalog of things they resell. Me as the brand owner, I have no idea that inventory's here. It's not authorized. It's illegal. It was diverted. So I'm buying from this distributor, and they may not be. They're not authorized. They can't be authorized. Who sell that to me to resell? Right. So.
Private label seller is the same as a wholesaler?
Yes. Yes. So a whole, no, maybe not. So if you're a wholesaler and it's your brand in this case, so I'm a wholesaler and I was selling my phone case,
Right.
wholesale, I'm a brand of that, so I'm a private label seller in the Amazon space. I guess the difference here is that I'm not selling this on Amazon, and if I don't sell it on Amazon, what I am is a brand owner. Private label is an Amazon, well, private label in the Amazon seller space is a term used for sellers who create their own brand and resell them on Amazon. Even outside of, yes, create. Even outside of Amazon, if you go to a lot of these shows and you're talking about private label, it means something totally different to them. What it means outside of the Amazon seller space is I manufacture these phones and I have my own brand, and you, let's say, have a massive audience of phone people that use phones and love phone cases. So you want to buy these phone cases from me, but with brand on them. So you want to private label them. That make sense?
Yes.
So that's where the term came from. Like, that's what it is. But Amazon sellers, especially when I started, me being the first one to raise my hand, had zero businesses, didn't know any of the jargon, and we kind of rolled with what was there. When I started selling what we call private label now, was called white labeling. We white labeled.
Got it.
So hopefully that did not confuse people, even, but that's what it is.
I got a little confused, but just for clarity.
But that was that was an amazing question as far as our wholesalers, private label sellers, yeah.
So pardon if this doesn't
No pardon needed.
what's the trademark then? Like if you have a private label, could somebody like the example that you were giving the case, if you put a design on it, does that get like where it's just your design, or I don't know how that
Okay.
fits the
No,
bill,
that's
but
a
how does
great
trademark
question.
fit?
These are great
into-
questions, but they're beyond the beginner hour, since there's no, let's deal with it.
Okay. I'm
So,
just trying to understand.
yeah, so we'll stick with the phone case example as long as we can. So with this phone case, I'm manufacturing it, or I'm a manufacturer, doesn't matter. I've put my brand name on it, or my design. It may or may not be trademarked. I have to do that. It's really good business practice to do it. The majority of the time Amazon selling has been around, brand owners or private label sellers, white label sellers, were hardcore against wasting money on a trademark, right? They just wanted to flip something online. What happened was we started dealing with a lot of knockoffs. All of a sudden turned into something where, oh my God, I could put my kids through college on this over the summer reselling these stupid little things. And it attracted a lot of people, some of those people, unsavory types, and they're just like, well, this thing says OtterBox. I know a factory in China that makes these cases, and they have no problem stamping OtterBox on it. So they started selling them in. And they take the box, they get the best price, and they sell them out, and they put their kids through private school. So that caught on. So OtterBox, though, has a trademark. So the way OtterBox would go in there and enforce their IP, their intellectual property, and moved was that way. This keeps happening with Disney, with all these other companies. So Amazon always reacts to stuff. When they get in the media, they get bad press, they do things. So they started getting some bad press in the media, and Amazon came out with registry. So now a brand that adds their product to Amazon has a way to raise their hand and prove this is my brand. But Amazon said the only way that you can do that is via a trademark for your brand name. So now all of a sudden, all the sellers were like, yes, you have to get registry because you need to be able to protect your brand, and everyone wanted to get trademarks. So your trademark, which I think is super important for you to have, and doesn't cost a lot of money, doesn't have to cost a lot of money, is what's going to allow you to have some IP that you can protect, some intellectual property, and give you access to brand registry on Amazon. And I'd say the major motivator for Amazon sellers is that. The trademark allows them to get access to, which is the graphics at the bottom of the detail page that help conversions, the some additional where you can add video, sponsored brand video ads, and several other things. Like you cannot get access to them unless you're in brand registry and have proved that that's your brand. Now, when you set an image, that's a copyright. I think it's an excellent idea, and I'd say most sellers here, I'm just curious, anybody here who takes their photos or their pictures, gets copyrights, or has a copyright on their site, on their stuff, right? So what happens is, most don't, because even with LegalZoom, it's only like an extra, like $165 or something, but most don't want to waste the money now. But if you do, and those are your images or your design, if you get to do, and somebody else copies it because they see people are searching for it and they want to buy it, you could do something called a DMCA takedown, which, I don't know if you've dealt with that, Rafa. A DMCA, Digital Millennial Copyright Act. And it's a rule that forces Amazon to react in real time, not their normal months of back and forth, to where they'll remove somebody from the platform within 48 hours. Did that make any sense?
Sort of, kind of. It's a lot of information.
A lot of information. That's why I say it wasn't a beginner question.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking with regards to creating a design. Then, once you create a design, and let's just say you're using AI to create your design, right? And again, I'm just assuming.
There's going to be a candidate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, again, like, so how do you know if you're creating that design and doing something, putting your little?
I have no idea about how copyright is did by AI.
Right.
I've seen some articles out there, but I don't even know if those articles should really even be considered like authorities on the subject. I don't see how you could own. I have a GED, by the way. Like, I'm not a lawyer. Like, I don't see how you could own the copyright something generated by AI. But that's beyond me. I would say ask some lawyers or any that, or talk to any authorities on the source. You generate something by AI, can you get a copyright on that? Maybe generate something with AI and then you do something else to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then I don't even know if it's like, how much is AI? That's beyond me.
Also, maybe if you're paying,
My brain is hurting just thinking about it.
Yeah.
also if you're paying for maybe a specific type of function of the platform, maybe you can allocate that, you're paying for something, but like that very gray area.
Yeah, so if I tell Midjourney or whatever, Midjourney is the one I think of, but if I need to create something in the style of, what's the guy with the melted clocks? Is it Dali?
Yeah.
In the style of Dali, and he creates some amazing thing, what? I have the IP on that? Like, that's mine? I don't know.
Just talking about the brand registry. So a few weeks ago, I had another seller. I guess they registered as they were owner of this brand product that several different people were selling. I was selling also, and got everybody killed it. I know that they're not the brand owner. I think you talked about this a little bit last time we met. How do we about trying to fix that? You know, somebody claiming that they are the brand owners, but they're really not.
Okay. First of all, like what you're describing, I have heard before, but that is normally not what happens. So even if somebody can go on there and say there's a bunch of sellers on there, let me take a step back so you can understand this. So there's a listing on Amazon. It does not mean that that brand listed that on Amazon, right? So this phone case in the store, it's not on Amazon yet. You see it and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to list this on Amazon. I think people are going to buy it. And you list it. So a lot of the stuff that's on Amazon was not listed by the brand.
Right.
Then what happens, everyone who has access to where this thing is sold, as long as they can buy it and recognize a profit, they start buying it and they start listing against you on that listing. So now you're at like 9 resellers on that one listing. And what you're saying is that one of them got the brand to agree that they should be brand registered or the representative of that brand thing, but like,
They didn't get the brand to agree. They just, I don't know.
they just did it.
Yeah, I
right?
don't know how they did it.
So a few things are off there. One, the only way you can do that with brand registry is by verifying a code. They would have had, this is why I'm saying it's not They would have had to have gone into brand registry, added the brand. Code was sent to the email address on file for who filed the trademark. Then get that code from that attorney or whoever the person is on that email and input it into Amazon. So like, there's a few there that are very difficult to pull off. There's a few hacks you can do around it, but most of them are closed. So it's like, I feel like something's missing there. The other thing is, from your side as a seller or reseller, you just saw everybody, and you're assuming it was brand registry because there'd be no way for you to really know that.
Well,
Because like their seller name's not going to get like a little badge and say brand registered seller,
right.
right? So everybody disappeared, and you're assuming this person was the only one left.
Right.
That they are the ones that did all this, probably,
Right.
and that it's because now they're in registry.
Well, my partner reached out to Amazon, and I think that's what they. I'm not sure.
Right.
I
Well,
don't know if
brand,
he's-
brand registry does not mean you're the only seller on the listing. Like, it's just not a thing. Shockingly, it sometimes every now and then happens, but you can get a letter from the brand. Again, there's an exception for everything. I've seen somebody get a letter from the brand and they removed everybody else except that person. But 99.99% of the time, work.
Wouldn't you have gotten an IP infringement violation from if he was infringing IP rights through brand registry?
If it was in IP,
He should
yeah,
have gotten, he would have gotten a violation, right?
yeah,
It was,
but they,
No, it's off all the listings.
yeah, that's a, yeah.
You would have gotten an IP infringement, and it would have shown up in your performance.
So what do you guys think it is then?
Let me ask you something. At any point, did transparency come up?
Like, what are you talking about?
The transparency program, just,
I think that might be what
okay,
it
so
is.
if that happened,
With
it's
the
something,
transparency label you're talking about?
right. So
I think that's-
if that person somehow convinced the brand to start implementing transparency codes, and they weren't doing it in the spirit of the program, they weren't applying it on all the products at the manufacturer level, and instead were just putting them on the ones that would go to Amazon, after a period of time, nobody would be able to resell it except this person.
That's
However,
right.
you still would have received notifications that you had X amount of time to remove your inventory and all kind of stuff. Now, if
think
that
that's-
happened, and it's something that I've been guilty of doing on the other side of things, just because as a brand, you get very frustrated when Amazon won't take certain actions to do what you believe would be a protection of your brand. So I'll do it. If it's a product that has very little resellers, you get away with it. But if you're a reseller and you wanted to push it, it's as simple as just going to the store where this product is sold and start showing them that there's a bunch of products on the shelf that don't have that code. And they will remove that person from the program.
Well, this particular product is not sold and you can only order it online.
Do they have a website?
Yeah.
I'd order it from the website and just get the product in and show that it doesn't have a transparency code. Because the rule is that it has to go at the manufacturing level. They can't separate what
Gotcha,
inventory goes. So all you need to do is find out where it's being sold without the code.
Yeah, I've tried a couple things. I was wondering if there's someone, like a company or something that...
Now, if they don't sell it anywhere and they are applying that code at the manufacturing level, then point of having it.
No, they're not.
Okay, then they might have locked it down, which is good for them. I mean, it sucks for the reseller.
No,
but-
no, yeah, it's great for them, but it sucks for everybody else.
But what happens is, as a brand, like, you want to grow. Like, try to put yourself in the, I've been in the reseller side, but like, try to put yourself in the brand's shoes for a second. So you get this brand and you grow it, and you're doing so good on Amazon that it's the possibility of selling outside of Amazon grows, right? So you do, and you start maximizing all these online platforms, and eventually, you're thinking brick and mortar. So you get it. Target wants to sell your stuff. Well, when you put it in the store, you need to sell it to Target at a price that lets them resell
Right.
and make a profit, and you make less, but it's Target,
Right.
right? And then Target starts running and promos and all this other stuff. So now people are getting this product in a way where they can do arbitrage.
Right.
As a brand owner, that's bad.
Right.
It's really bad. It interrupts there's no upside to that. So it hurts your listing, and the reseller doesn't give two you-know-whats.
No, yeah, that I get. If they were an owner, like, of course, like they took the time.
But how about if the brand owner had something set up where they're like, we want to be able to control brand.
No.
It is easier to control it with one person that we can work with and build a relationship. and they have a relationship with that reseller.
No, we reached out to the brand. They don't know anything about, you know, selling on Amazon. No, they.
I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities that could be. I was just trying to throw a different.
Right, but
I
no-
will even say if you called the brand and asked them that is an excellent chance that most people in the company don't even know the answer to that. Like I was with companies that were having a logistics issue and we were trying to work it out. I mean, they're paying good money. We're trying to work this out. 10 months in, you get an email, they found out that the business owner has a neighbor, son lost his job and wanted to give him an opportunity, and the business owner was just trying to help somebody out.
Right.
Gave him an opportunity and said you could resell these products. No one knew. No one in the whole company knew that this person just gave this little side thing to him. So if you call the sales rep, they might not be in the know.
Got you. But is there a company out there that can help me out with this or no?
I'd say the one that's the most aggressive that when I'm on the other side or anytime I have to deal with them, I'm kind of dreading it, would be Red Dot. Yeah.
That can help me out with getting back?
They're going to be stupid expensive, and I don't even know if they would work with you as a reseller, but I don't like being on the other side of working with. I'm saying that like I don't care for them because I've never had great experiences with them, but for what you would want to be able to do to resell and stuff like that, probably help you.
Yeah,
But otherwise, no, I don't have a lot of experience needing to do that.
got you.
Noticed a lot of people are scrapping the Amazon listings and put it on different sites and put some crazy pricing on it. I've seen a lot of my products just being scrapped, grabbed everything, put it in Russia or something, and double the price, and Google picks it up and puts it on shopping cart.
Yeah,
You ever seen that?
it's always happened.
It's always happened, right?
Yeah.
And you also have to fight with takedowns and fight with takedowns and fight with takedowns.
Well, the only time I would have an issue with it is if Amazon has something which is probably the only thing that I'm pro. They need to be slapped on the wrist for this.
Yeah.
Is there what is price fix in a way on their platform, which is if your product is selling for more on another platform, they'll suppress your buy box on Amazon. So to me that seems a little bit like price fixing, but in that case, if they're selling it for double, like you might even have the reverse issue. But otherwise, I don't care as long as they're representing, they're not hurting my brand. If they get a sale and they're having to buy my product to fulfill it and they're making more money, consider raising your prices.
It's like a bottle, $120, that's crazy. I don't know how, it just fills up the shopping cart.
I don't know of a model that is anymore because I don't pay attention to it, but that used to be very popular, flipping Amazon to eBay, eBay to Amazon, Amazon, Walmart. Do it on any platform.
Yeah.
There was somebody here, what was his name? He went on the last online seller cruise and he almost missed the boat.
Andrew?
No, Andrew did miss the boat. Andrew did miss the boat. No, this is, he used to sit here. He was a drop shipper. He just moved. I think he's a digital ad now. Manny? You guys remember Manny? I think his name, anyway, this is what this guy did for a long time and he was doing good. It was, he would get products from Amazon, like number one bestsellers. And I don't know every specific about his business, but the gist of it. He would get number one bestsellers on Amazon, and then he would get the main image of it. He would bump the price and list it on Facebook Marketplace.
Sell it, buy an Amazon, resell.
Right, get an order. I don't know if he got it and put the address in and shipped it straight to that person. I don't know if he probably, or received it and sent it, but he was doing that all over the freaking world. He was just marking it up, and I was like, who goes to Facebook Marketplace and sees a pristine white background, which is like you think of Amazon, and buys it from Facebook Marketplace and not Amazon? It's probably a tiny percent, but the tiny percentage multiplied out by all the bestsellers that are on Amazon, apparently it's a really good business.
Smart.
Sounds like an Advil moment, but yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, absolutely. When upset if I saw my product selling on eBay at a higher price, and I was like, this person is, and then I don't know, it was like a coach, or I heard speaking said something once, and it was like, you should thank him.
My main problem with Alibaba is the price. If I'm telling you what Alibaba has it at $10, which should be at like 4 times, and I think there's a lot of counterfeits. So when you try to take down, they make it a little bit harder when it's Alibaba.
Why do you want to take it down if it's selling for $70 on Google and $10?
On Alibaba it's like $10. It should be 50, but Alibaba has it on 10, and we have problems with that.
Oh, because Alibaba's in it, and when someone's buying it, they're not buying it for you?
Yeah, they use real, in Google, it'll show the picture of.
Alibaba's actually quite good. If you can point out that using your images or something like that, they'll remove it. Also, though, try contacting the person that's listed it. Have you done that?
Yeah.
They don't respond?
No, no response. We get a lot of letters from China saying, hey, that they're trying to register your trademark. And it
Oh,
protects
yeah.
you.
It sounds like you got a bad actor.
Yeah, yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah. Cost of doing business sometimes. What else we got? We got 9 more minutes.
In case you're wondering, $550 for the return.
I don't. That would be one of those ones that I have to say I don't know. Like, I've never had Amazon lose something that they were sending to me. Have they ever lost something they sent to me? Yes. But have they ever lost something and we can prove, hey, you sent it to me, I never received it, was lost, and they didn't give me the money back? That's never happened to me. I'm trying to think, like, does the tracking number from their end show that it was delivered and you're saying on top of that you didn't get it? Because that does happen. Then I can see an issue where Amazon's kind of like, yeah, we delivered it, man. We got a picture here where this is put on your doorstep. Like, we feel like we've done our work covered. And if they did that, then the issue's maybe not Amazon. It might be somebody took it from your or the driver or whatever. But I don't know, $550. I would have moved on after 6 months. But maybe that's a big deal in your company right now. I've never had to deal with it. If somebody else has dealt with it and they want to address it, I would say ask in the chats.
This time, Chinese guy need SIM card, USA, and phone, open account to TikTok, because TikTok open marketplace, but all registration in China is Chinese IP.
Right.
But he sent me many messages, sent him for iPhone, US number, maybe on SIM card, use
You know, I've heard some.
problem. If Amazon no problem sell in China, okay, but TikTok problem because no have US SIM card and no have US IP, but US IP use
I was in a chat where it was about like cool side hustles that you could do that you'd never think type of thing. And one of them was, I'll listen to you, and it was like someone could call you and they would just like listen to them. Another one was like, I'll write you. But there was one of them that had to do with SIM cards, little flip phones and stuff like that, so that people could use them as numbers. And I didn't really understand it, but now that you're saying it, I feel like that's what you're saying.
Because TikTok check you geo, and
So if somebody that wanted to do TikTok in the U.S. need a phone with a SIM card in the U.S.
and sell to open marketplace, TikTok and sell.
That makes sense, I guess.
I say no, no, thank you.
Next thing you know, you're gonna have like nothing but a whole bunch of phones for people on TikTok. That's nuts. Yeah.
Carlos, I don't know if I asked you this before. I'm a distributor of different brand products that are not brand registered on Amazon that are 5, 10, 50-year-old listings. And so nobody's got brand registry. The manufacturers don't give a shit about what's going on the listing, but we want to update the listing. We want to either update the picture or whatever it may be. And they say unless you're brand registered, you can't update it. But someone's updating the pictures, someone's changing the brand names.
Yep.
People playing the games, whatever. I don't know how they're doing it, but we can't even do it. We're an authorized distributor. But the manufacturers don't want to get involved in Amazon. They don't want to in their playground, and they basically say, well, you're welcome to sell it on Amazon and just selling it, but we don't offer brand registry to anybody. But some people are able to manipulate.
They're not doing it with registry.
Huh?
They're not doing it with brand registry.
Right, not a brand registered
Right.
product. But how are some people able to hijack it, but legitimate sellers, like, I mean, even bad images, I've tried and said case laws with Amazon. Here's the same picture, here's the updated picture, HD said that picture is bad, that you see is bad for the same item, they won't take it. I'll show them the item with someone changed the name to, ABC, and now it says, a word that's not even related to anybody or any seller on there.
Okay, so this is a complicated one. I'm going to share what my experience that I've had with it from both sides. And there's a lot of different things going on here, but in short, that there's someone on that listing that has the authority on that listing to be able to do it. A lot of reasons why that might be. It might be the person that actually created the listing that has come on and off over time since the beginning. It could be the person that's contributed most on that listing. So my firsthand experience with that is I did a product on Amazon that I didn't have permission from the brand to be able to do. This is like pre-brand registry on Amazon. Like you're talking about 10 years ago. So this was many years ago. And I think I listed it at the time because there was other products by that brand that were doing amazing. And I was like, if I just list this, it's going to do good. I was able to even get images from the site for this brand. I listed it and it was doing great. And over time, I think I had like left the listing for a while and I stopped selling it. And when I came back, it was a totally different image. It said some different stuff in the bullets in the title and to say something else. So I went in and I couldn't make any changes. So for me, that meant at one point I was able to do it for a while, so I didn't have any activity on it. And now somebody else is able to do it. What I did is the back end of the listing, and I updated everything, like everything that was empty, everything that I could possibly add. I even went in and there's a button just say make suggestions to the listing or things that should be added that are missing stuff to their attention. I did all that, and in about 24 to 48 hours, I was able to change everything again. So my thoughts are that who listed it is one. Who's making contributions to the listing is another. I would say those are the top two in my opinion.
A lot of people just aren't even there anymore, and it's like all new people. It's so like me.
I don't know how long it takes after, like I don't know when I stopped selling it, and I was able to make change. I don't know how long after I stopped selling it did somebody else be able to do it. I don't know if it's in, but that's the only firsthand experience I have in doing it.
On my brand registered and my non-brand registered products, once I put a brand or I make a listing, I use a brand. Period.
Say again?
Brand registered and non-brand registered.
Say that again?
Make a listing. Whether I have brand registry or not. Once I put the brand on there, the manufacturer, I can't change that. And people are changing that. I don't know how they do it. I can't do that on my own listings.
Yeah. There's ways to do it. It's black hat, but you can do it.
Just through flat files?
It is flat files, but yeah, you can. Some of it's just like a whole bunch of cases back and forth with Amazon. One of the ways that I can tell you that I've done it was I went into, assuming it was a GS1 barcode, because there's a lot of way to do it. GS1 barcode that was used to create the listing, and you go into GS1 and you update the back end of GS1 to reflect a new brand that you would be. So now it's reflecting a different brand name and everything else. And you go back to Amazon and try to do it and it doesn't work, you can actually have GS1 contact Amazon.
Really?
Yeah, and for some reason when GS1 will contact Amazon, so there is a bunch of ways you can do it that are not on the up and up, but yeah. All right, I think that's it. Josh, what's up, bro? Any last question before we get started in the Amazon Influencer Program? None? Andres? I got water here. Sit. All right, so we didn't do the announcements earlier. Thank you guys for coming. It's our first one since Online Seller Cruise. It's been a weird start to the year. We had one meetup, then 2 weeks with no meetups, and then we're back. So it feels like a really long break. Is it hot in here? Can you lower the air in the back? Why is this so hot? I put it on 70 too. Touch it. God, it just feels like my room without the fan on. Oh man, the heater's on. What? I wonder if this is somebody. There's a few of us that have this in our system. I wonder if somebody's pranking me. By the way, I won't say any names, but somebody pranked me on when I was back, when I didn't go on the, when I couldn't make the cruise because of the family emergency. But a few people, I was letting them know on the back end that, hey, my dad's okay. Somebody's like, well, you got to catch up. There's an awesome be out or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting here. My schedule's kind of open, and I'm like, I didn't have anything planned. I was going to be on a ship. And there's an action adventure you should watch, and it's called The Longest Ride. Right? It's a rom-com, by the way. The only person that loved it was my wife. This romance, no, don't watch it, it was bad. Anyhow, it was a prank. I don't know why I thought of that right now, but I'm wondering if somebody was pranking me right now on this. Let's see. I couldn't believe it. I was like 20 minutes into this thing, and I'm like, where's the shooting? Where's the... All right, no. Oh, it already feels better, right? Okay. Oh. Better? Do we have the lanyard? Was it in the box that you brought? Let me just try to get the lanyard. Did the lanyard help on the ship? Yeah.
Wait, so you didn't go on the cruise?
No, I went to the pre-cruise party the night before and had an emergency that night. And emergency and wound up not being able to make it. Actually, the cruise was pulled off by Alex and Fernando. Remember how this went? Yeah.
Everything okay?
Everything is okay. Thank you. The only thing I'm still a little hurt over, I guess, is that the feedback on this one was better than any of the ones that I did. Right? So it makes you feel really needed, you know? So, okay. So, quickly, again, the plan was to do it this meetup, but with everything with Online Seller Cruise, we weren't able to do it. Starting next week, sponsors is going to be on a gallery up here on the TV when there's no one presenting. It's going to keep going, so you'll be able to see them and hear this long spiel of me talking about sponsors. And the reason for that is I'm super grateful for them. Me rattling on 10 sponsors in a list, like you're zoning out on that. Like you're not really hearing it that good. It doesn't do anyone justice. You guys, me, anyone. So we're going to have it on a revolving screen up here. You'll be able to see the banners. And for those of you watching on the stream, you're going to see a rolling ticker on the bottom that's going to, you'll constantly be able to see them. Again, we say no to more sponsors than we say yes. So the people that are sponsored, I've done my best to vet them and see that they're a good fit for certain people in the group at different stages of where they're at. And thanks. So some of our flagship sponsors are Gatita, Sellers Fi, Carbon 6, Avast, Enzo Brands, Honu Worldwide, Onsport, Assureful, Trace Fuse. We have a new platinum sponsor, Freight, which you're going to be able to hear a lot more about coming up. But anything you want to do domestic freight, some of the rates that they've been coming up with for us to move around domestically has just been like off the charts. We've not seen anything this good ever. So including check-in times to Amazon and getting your stuff shipped with them straight to Amazon. So a lot more about them. They'll be coming in to present. Our gold sponsors are Connected Commerce Council, Ecom, Chris, and Smart Scout. And our silver sponsor, Rivley, PickFu, and Remore Corp. Two events every year is Online Seller Cruise, which we just come back from. It's every year, so the next one would be late January, early February. Haven't announced it yet just because we have some conflicts with some dates, and there's an additional event that we planned on launching, and we're still going to be launching, called Ecom Retreat, and we're having some conf dates. So that's the only reason it hasn't been announced yet. Probably like in the next 3-4 weeks, there'll be a big announcement on all that. We have our China trip, which would be coming up in April. I have pretty big announcements coming up about the China trip really soon. And then we have the trade shows that we go to throughout the year together. We have a Telegram show chat, which has been dormant for a bit because it's been very focused on Online Seller Cruise. But I have a list of the next trade shows and conferences that I plan on making a group trip around in case you want to go with the group to these events. So to check out that. If you're not in the Telegram chat, I am investing a lot to try to really build that up as our go-to spot to communicate between events. And you can access the chat by going to Wizards of Ecom chat. Anybody here not in the Telegram chat, out of curiosity? Because I feel like more and more people are getting in. Okay, good. What else do we got? I feel like I'm missing something. I mentioned Sea Freight. I mentioned the sponsors. The podcast has been growing a lot over the last few months. Thank you all for that. I'm assuming it's you guys because I don't get to see the name. But if you're not subscribed to the podcasting to it, it's Wizards of Ecom podcast. There's one in English and there's one in Spanish. Blue one's in English, yellow one's in Spanish. They're not translations of each other. They're totally different podcasts. Alexis and I put a lot of love into those podcasts, so check them. We're doing a better job also at like making them a little shorter and a lot more digestible. If you or anyone you know topics that you think would be a good fit for the podcast, or if you feel like you have something to help a lot of people, I would love to have you on the podcast. I'm not looking for someone that's like a super massive seller. I just want to talk to people on the podcast that are doing good things in their respective model, trying new stuff, seeing new stuff, that's what it is. So yeah, she's telling you to go. You should reach out to me and get on the podcast. Yeah, listen to her. Listen to your CEO. You should. Like, I want to hear different perspectives. I was just talking to somebody who was a group member, because our Starbucks I used to go to right here is under renovation for like 3 more weeks, and I'm dying. But the other one's on 147th and Bird, if you're familiar with the area. And this guy's walking his dog going by as I'm getting in the car. He's like a group member. He used to be a group member for years. And he mentions how, you know, his reading glasses did too well on Amazon. So they went back to the form they were. And then he just mentioned this platform that I had only heard. I'm not even remembering the name right now, but it was this platform that I haven't heard forever. And he goes, "We're crushing it there." And I'm like, "What?" So like, I drove away thinking, oh my God, I should have just stopped him and said, come on the podcast. Like, I want to talk about this. So if you have something unique that you think will help other people, or that you're struggling with, that you want to get like, I don't know, free 30 minutes of consultation, or us brainstorming something, but you have to be open about it, like what we're talking about, just reach out to me. And it's going to help a lot of people on the podcast. That's why I do it. And I like to learn new stuff. So you should before you leave today. Yeah? Good. Not you, Ricky, the guy behind you, just so you don't get confused. All right, we mentioned that. Yeah, okay. So today's topic, I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, oh, next week, speaking of print on demand, somebody was talking about print on demand. Did you ask me? Somebody asked me about print on demand earlier. Next week, Alex is presenting here for print on demand. So if you got to hear Alex presenting on the cruise, there's gonna be a lot of additional stuff here he's gonna be presenting on. There's also gonna be some super cool opportunities what he's got cooking. So he's going to be presenting here next Saturday from 1 to 3:30. I believe the following Saturday, we have our first like Wizards in the Wild, if you will, like going somewhere for the weekend. I believe that's the there's it's on meetup.com. You can look at it, but there's a biohacking event. You're smiling. You like biohacking or no? There's a biohacking event in Miami Beach or one of these convention centers, but it's like a 2-3 day event, and one of the days overlaps with the Saturday. So that's what we're going to do it there. It's biohacking, and it seems business focused. So no, we're not going to go all woo woo or anything like that. This is just how to like.
Is it going to be one day or the whole?
I booked it for all three. I think it's a 3-day event or a 2.5 day event. I booked it for all of them, so I'm going to go to all of them. If I go there on day one, what was the last event we went to? And then it was just a bust, really, really bad. Who went to that one? We went to one that was like a 2-day event, and we were like 10 minutes. Realized, oh, they're scamming people. It was one of those like, they brought up a speaker, you were there, and then it was like a 90-minute pitch on timeshares and buying property that has tax liens on it, and how like by the end of the week you'll be a bazillionaire type of thing. And then it would be one speaker for like 15 minutes, and then 90 more minutes of that. So we were like, we're out. So I'm not just gonna say to stay all three if it's a bust. But Miami Airport Convention Center. So I plan on being there for all three. Yeah. Those have been some of the biggest growth things throughout my ecom journey. A lot of it's not how effectively you create FBA shipments, believe it or not, right? So we're gonna do that. So those are the next 2 weeks planned for that. We have about to be announced a real intensive on data dive. So we have Anthony Confrancesco coming in to do a deep dive into data dive, which should be really good. We are soon going to be announcing a certified coach from Brand Story. I don't know if you've heard of Brand Story, the book on building your brand and all that stuff here. I tried to get them to come in the past, a long time ago, and a bunch of us were going to pitch in money. It's like $50K to come in. We were like, oh, we couldn't make it work. And then all of a sudden, guess what? This person has a son who wants to start Zon. And he's like, me. I was like, I think we could work something out. You know, so everybody clap when Carmen comes in, make it feel super awkward, all right? All right. It didn't work. She rolled with it, right? She's an influencer here to learn about the influencers. Okay, Amazon influencer. Who here has not heard of it? Good, really good. Who here is approved for Amazon influence, but not yet for shoppable videos? Really?
I've been on a cruise.
I heard a story. I heard a story. I was at home on my sofa, trapped into watching. I'm on my sofa, trapped into watching The Longest Ride, this rom-com that my buddies tricked me into thinking it was like a. My buddies tricked me into thinking it was like a action thriller type.
Doesn't it have Miley Cyrus in it?
I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is. It was bad, though. It was bad. My wife loved it. She put it right up there with like 13 Things I Hate About You, some other horrible thing. Yeah, oh my God. That's pure suffering there. But anyhow, I'm there, and I get a message and says, you're not going to believe it. This is taking action to a new level. There's this girl on the ship who heard about the Amazon Influencer program, ran back to her cabin, put up a blanket, and recorded some videos on the spot. Right? Anybody know who that is? Right. So, like, that's not a good excuse, bro. Cruise, bad excuse. Bad excuse, bro. All right. He's at the Havana bar, right? All right. Was he at the Havana bar trying to do Amazon influencer stuff? No. We'll talk about what he was doing at the Havana bar later. Okay. So Amazon influence. So that means everyone who did not raise their hand, they are monetized for Amazon shoppable video. Just like I'm not raising my hand for nothing. I don't care. Just kidding. Okay. I'm asking because I don't want to spend a lot of time on a specific area that's not really applicable to a lot of people. So what the Amazon influencer program is, for those of you who don't know, is it's like a real money tree. No, you literally do not have to buy anything. The stuff you have around your house, you take a video of. Like, should be better. This is a Joby stand. I really love it. It's super sturdy. It wraps around things, right? You might even want to show it. It wraps around. And literally just go on Amazon to your Amazon influencer account, upload it, tag the product. And now every time somebody goes to get this product and they're on the fence and they want to watch a video about whether to buy this thing or not, if they click on your video and then buy the product, you get paid a commission on that product plus anything else they have in their cart. Like that's what you need to know about the Amazon program. There seems to be some confusion between the Amazon Influencer program and the Associates program, so let me just get that one out of the way so the rest of this makes sense. The Amazon Influencer program is a branch of the Amazon Associates. You might be in the Amazon Associates program. Anyone can be in the Amazon Associates program. I don't know of anyone that's gotten denied. I know plenty that have been kicked out, but none that have been denied. And you can just, when you're in the Associates program, get a link to any product. It's in the catalog. And if somebody buys it, you get a commission. And that commission has gone down over time.
Is the associates program, is that like when people say like, oh, check out my store, you have a ton of things listed there, and then that's when you
It's usually an influencer account when that happens, but you do have a portal. I don't know if I would call it a storefront, but it could be. You could do that.
Because I've seen people do that, and they make videos. They'll just say like, oh, my entire like shopping cart, like things that I bought are listed on my Amazon, and you can go and see things that I use. And
Yeah,
we'll go and use
that sounds like the Associates program, but there's a version of that on the Answer program that I just discovered myself because I've only been messing with shoppable videos. And what I did was I created somebody wanted to know what was the videos, what was the gear that I use for my YouTube channel. And I was like, oh my God. So I was trying to find a link to all of my Amazon influencer videos on that is way too hard. So you could create they have a name for it. An idea list, yes. So I just compiled it. So the one I work on next that I get asked on a lot is I read a lot, and I have like a top 10 hit list that I was like, you could not open your business until you read these, especially if you're gonna have a business partner. So I was like, you'd read these. So I'm gonna put that together, and it'll be quick for me to pass around.
So then how does commission work with that? If someone goes to your, let's say profile, and they go to that idea list and they see top 10 books, whatever, and they click on it from it automatically puts your associate.
You still make the commission off it, yeah.
Of it equal.
And whatever they have in the cart at the time that they do it, yeah. So, yes.
Just one question.
I love the questions. Where were you guys in the beginner hour? Like, this is getting, almost getting panicking over here.
For that example that you just gave, where when they check out and you get a commission off of all of the things that were in their shopping cart, I believe that's only for the offsite. That's not necessarily for onsite, is it?
I've been getting it for on-site.
You're getting for onsite.
Oh, hold on a second.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, well, let me just walk this through in my head. We have a video up that we did about a 3D wall thing with like the Incredible Hulk looking like it's coming out. My wife did a video on that, which was a shop. And we got, when we looked at our sales that we're going to make commission on, we had a Hulk, we had a Spider-Man, and a Captain America. We never did a Spider-Man and a Captain America, and we made commissions on those. To us, what that meant is somebody bought our Incredible Hulk, and at the same time in their cart, they had the other two wall decal 3D. We made commissions on all three. So I would say yes. That was a shoppable video.
Was it a very similar product? Like there was the whole can and something that is.
They were identical except for the action figure.
A lot of people are saying is that it probably indexes on other listings. This is just what I've heard, because Amazon doesn't disclose everything, but
Sure.
a lot of people are saying that offsite, that is like exactly the way that you describe, and then for the onsite, like if you were to do the.
Did somebody throw in the cube? Or we only have one, did the other cube stop working for them?
Working? So a lot of people are saying the example that you gave, what's that called? The
Joby stand.
So the Joby stand, when you make a shoppable video and it lands on the Joby listing, it'll also place it in other places. Like it knows how they do it, the algorithm does its thing. But that's probably why a lot of people are getting similar sales. So I did, what did I do? A very similar example as yours. I ended up getting like 4 or 5 sales from competitors. What a lot of people are saying is that that product that I posted on my storefront, we posted on a lot of other ones.
I don't know. I don't know. I see some products that have no rhyme or reason, like that should have been and shown, and I was just like, it had to, like when I shop, I'm usually add a lot of stuff to my cart.
Yeah.
And then I just go through it, and once I feel like I found all the pieces to the thing that I want to solve, and then I just get it in one fell swoop. But the things have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, you could be right. It'd be a good thing to watch.
Yeah, I will.
But I've seen stuff where, like, some of Tom's stuff where he forced me to review, like, air,
Yeah.
a 30-second thing on how I love air soil and how it impacts my life type of thing, right? But at the same time, I was seeing, like, a shovel and like other things that were purchased, and I was like, oh, I kind of see where this could be bunched together purchase, but I don't see how a shoppable video on air soil would appear on a shovel. But who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It seems to be the 3 major spots where your video does show up that you post on Amazon is going to be the top, thumbnail, search, and inspire. Seem to be the 3 spots where that comes up, and inspire only if it's vertical. And by their choice, no way to really sit into inspire that I know of. Yeah?
Yeah.
You seem like you know something that you is there a trick to get into inspire you're not sharing?
No, I wish I knew. The only thing I was going to say is the only other thing is that the 2 places that I can show in product listing is in the top carousel and then the bottom carousel.
Yes, right.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Throw him the cube. You can hit him in the head.
Let's go. I have two questions. So the first one is the titles for the videos when you're uploading them. Is there like any SEO things in the background that,
I don't see any SEO happening
Nothing,
on like
right?
the searching for the titles. You're tagging the product and Amazon is feeding it where it wants to go.
Okay. It's like nothing you can take advantage of when you are writing that title.
No. One thing that I am playing with right now, and I will know by next Saturday, is I have a video that's in a gallery and it's not like in the top three, and I'm forcing 10 people to go in and buy the product, and I'm paying them after watching my video. And I want to see if conversions on a video moves your video up in the carousel based on conversion. That would make sense to me that Amazon would do that, because they want to show, first they want to make more money, and if that's the one that's converting best, they should move it. And the other one is you want people to have a great experience that makes them want to buy the product.
Yeah.
And if that one's getting most of the conversions, it should.
Have you played with, like, I just reviewed a white background photography background, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Must have been
thinking,
fun. That must have been really fun.
yeah, I was trying to do create titles for YouTube, creating titles with a bit more FOMO, creating titles with edgy. For example, does this background break easily instead of does this background last? This is a great background. You know what I mean? Like those type of does that? Have you ever seen anything? No.
I think the type would have, like if I was looking for a mic, and I was video, and I was looking for a mic to podcast, and this mic's used by a whole bunch of different people, and it was mentioning different things about the podcast. Said podcasting mic. Why upgrade it to the Shure SM7 cast? I would be like, that's speaking to me. So like in that sense, the title would make me click on that one, and if I bought, that person would get it.
Okay.
So I'm not saying title doesn't matter. We're definitely not putting much energy into the title.
Okay. The other question is vertical versus horizontal, right? So one feed into the listing, and feed into Inspire. Question: can you upload the same product review video? Meaning, I'll create one vertically and then one horizontally because I heard a lot.
It's not the same video then.
No, but the same product, not the same video.
You could do multiple reviews of the same product.
And could you upload it and tag it to the same listing, and that doesn't go against the?
There's no issue. As a matter of fact, the more people that I'm listening, like podcast guests, that they've been doing this since before it was cool to us.
Yeah.
They're very organized, like on a sheet, and they'll see like a bunch of. We were just talking about this outside, but like they see like, oh, I'm getting a bunch of sales on this one, and I stopped. They will revisit it, and then do something that's kind of like 4 months later thing, and how it's standing up, or you need to change the filter, or the update on. So it's literally reviewing the product again, and you're just saying the up on 4 months later as the change. So you really don't even need to change much. And their idea, I'm going to get back into the swing of things, and I'll probably stand a better chance of getting reviewed.
That's interesting.
So you can upload videos for the same.
Yeah, but I don't think you should shoot 6 videos on a product, make them all different, and upload them. I would just maybe shoot your top 2.
What I'm doing is, I'm doing one horizontal, one product. That's the video, the review, product review, and then doing the vertical, assuming that's gonna show up in Inspire, and then I tag many products on that one. Because Inspire usually shows multiple products, and the verticals sometimes don't show on the product page, but if they show up in Inspire, then you're targeting many products.
When you create those videos vertically, you specifically target Inspire in your mind, and you just talk about one specific thing. I'll talk about this, the AirPods, like I connect the AirPods to the computer, no?
I don't even,
Don't even talk? She's not pretty, bro. She's pretty.
no, but like I did the jump ropes. Okay. So I'm just jumping, I put some text, some cool music. I mean, Inspire, you have to think about it like TikTok, right? So just do something like that, super short, 20 seconds, and tag everything. The shoes I was wearing, the top, the rope, everything there. And it's for a very quick thing. So you don't have time. In 20 seconds, how much has other product?
So you're voice-overing your video.
On those, I'm not saying anything. On the horizontal, the product reviews, I voice over, I do all this.
What about music on those? So you put like music that's even better?
Should probably go with license
I will say this, and you guys can get whatever you want out of this, but I think if you're doing it as a team with like other people, I'm going to tell you this, I just like data and split testing stuff. My wife and I can name product, and you guys take what you want from this. We could review the same product, and we could say the same thing. She's getting the versions.
I mean,
Say what you want. We could word that a lot of different ways, right? What's happening. And I apply that in other areas of my business when I'm picking talent for like a product video and stuff like that. So like a lot of what works there too. Saying anything. I'm not questioning talent. I'm not doing any. I'm just saying if my wife and I do the same video, I just somehow don't get as many conversions.
Can you explain what Inspire is?
You want to break down Inspire?
I was just asking really quick for kind of a brief description of what Inspire is. I've never heard of that before, so.
Oh, on your Amazon app, the shopping app? Oh, thank
You're
you,
famous,
thank
you're
you.
famous.
Gotta hold it super close, Carmen.
There's like 4 buttons in the bottom. There's like a little
Can't hear me.
little
Can't hear me.
thing. It's called Inspire. When you click on it, it's like a TikTok of Amazon.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of videos from.
That they can't hear me.
Yeah, on there they actually ask you to tag everything that's shown on the video. Exactly. Yep. There's no way to guarantee it, but if you post it and it's vertical, then there's a chance that it will show up, and you'll know based on views. So if you're getting views that video and you're not actually tagged index on the product page, it means it's going to Inspire. You know what I mean? Yes. So on the product page, you create a review, and so you'll see that review post on the carousel, on the side or on the bottom. Many of the verticals will not show there. But if you're getting views and coming on those products, then it means it's showing up.
So do you have to be accepted into the influencer program to get into the Inspire videos?
Yeah, it's the same.
And you post them just like a shoppable video, only they're vertical. That's the
Yeah.
And so how do you know when to tag the different products? Like if you're doing a vertical video.
Yeah.
Typically I just tag one vendor, but then how do I know when I'm supposed to tag?
If you show more products on that video, then you just search for that product and multiple. I mean, it's the same way you tag one, you can tag 20. Well, there might be a limit of 10.
Those are great questions. Thank you very much. How much?
Walking, testing the audio in like 3 different mics and rapid fire. A few people were messaging that the audio was cutting in and out. Super nice. My good friend sends me a message. Anybody want to guess who this is?
Tom. Ramon.
Capital letters. Audio sucks.
Where's Tom?
Thank you, Tom. All right. So that helped? Okay. Cool. I'm hoping my audio is better now. I jacked it up.
Sorry. For the idea list, in order to get commission off of that, do you have to be approved for the influencer program, or is that a completely separate thing?
It seems to be an idea list for the associates that you can create a bunch, and there's also one for the Amazon one. So either one should be fine. I don't know if it's called something else on the associates.
No, I'm on my page for like, I think this is the influencer program that created.
So the big dollar amounts. Oh, look, you're already making more than Fernando.
But this is the video. Close it out. But this is through the influencer, like I logged in, I looked up Amazon influencer, logged in.
Yeah, that's your store.
And then this is the idea list that I've created. So can I make commission off of this yet, or no,
Yeah.
because this is under influencer?
No, you can make commissions off that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. You have 5 questions. Let's start with number 1. Throw it. Catch. He was acting like he wasn't going to catch it, but then it's her daughter, and all of a sudden, like, daddy mode kicked in. Yep. You have a seller account. They're irrelevant to the Amazon influencer. Sorry? Neither. It's totally different. It's different. You could use the email from your buyer if you want, but you totally different.
I use my name, I use company name, I use name.
You're gonna have a name,
My name.
right? But your Facebook business page, remember, it can be for a company, but you can't have a business page unless you have a personal profile. So it's still tied to you.
I open different Facebook accounts for influence programs. Use my account.
It doesn't matter. If you open another Facebook account for the program, what you're saying is you open another Facebook page. But that page, you can have an infinite number of pages, but they're all tied to your personal profile.
There's different page, different email, and okay.
If you get a different email, use your name, and you create a different page.
Amazon email. Você tem to account. Buyer seja, I made a different email for
Yep.
Same email for buyer.
Yeah, I think we're the same thing. So you have a different email for your buyer account and for your seller account. You'd open another one just for the influencer account. Yeah, just totally different.
And they can use video for same video at TikTok.
You could post a video everywhere, yeah. I don't think that's a good practice, but no problem. Yeah. All right. That was it on the questions? We haven't even got to it. You guys just... Go for it.
So the thumbnail and title, you said you don't give much thought to any of them.
I think the titles, I think important if you're starting is that you just get videos up and get your reps in, schedule going on every day that you blocked out, that you do X amount of videos per day and get on there. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game, right? There are some things you got for a listing, more expensive products bring you bigger commissions, all that. I think you should get your reps in the beginning. I do think titles matter, but if I had to choose between doing 10 videos a day reviews or 3 videos a day with banger titles, I would do the 10 videos, right?
I just don't know what makes a good title. Like at first I was just putting information on the product or what the product was for the title. Then I was like asking questions or saying.
I think the whole thing about what a good title is that you're speaking to someone specifically, which means you're, and it seems counterproductive, but going back to the review with the microphone, if there was a microphone review that was like mention the word podcasting and I was gonna buy a mic for podcasting, that would be the only one that I would speak to. However, there's a chance that people that were getting it for singing may not want it, right? In my experience, just marketing and business is trying to create a title that appeals to everyone, appeals to no one, right? And in reality, someone who's getting it for singing, there may be specs on the one for podcasting that they get. Like if you looked at on a YouTube channel, I looked at a YouTube channel and it was like 3 5-minute skin hacks for men in their 30s, and I was like, okay, I'm not in my 30s, because I was like, there might be something that still applies. And if that title would have been male skin beauty, I wouldn't click on it. I'd be like, it's not personalized enough for me, right? I don't know. So I feel like, really speaking to someone really helps, and I think that works best as why you're reviewing it in the first place. So you actually use, why did you get it? It becomes more difficult then when it starts being a machine and you're just like, I need products wherever I can get them and just review them because to come up with a reason why. These shirts, right? I wear them all the time. Believe it or not, I have more than one. It's hard every time, right? But I review these shirts. When I go look at these shirts on Amazon, they have this like men's health model wearing them, right? Like obviously ripped and like vascular. I can't relate to that, right? So in my review, it would be these comfortable long sleeve shirts that, not cheap shirts either, but like professional, cover my tattoos, and they make me look thinner. Right? I don't feel like a chorizo when I'm wearing them, right? But other people are going to relate to that.
So kind of answer her question a little bit and help out anyone else that might have a similar question. Okay, so while on the cruise, we met Sam, who does a lot with social media, and I was actually amazing. I was actually listening to him speak about titles when making review videos or uploading sort of video that you could get commission off of, and you want to draw traffic to that video. If you title the video with a problem, you can make people realize a problem that they didn't even know they had, were his words. And that's what I've been doing. I mean, I'm to the very early stages, but it makes sense because like if I'm trying to solve a problem, I'll look up verbatim that problem. How can I get a blowout in less than hours, how to get a fast blood, like problems that people really don't think they have, things like that. It's to do your hair fast. To do your hair fast, it is. And then I actually had a question, which I don't know if I'm gonna remember it.
I've never dealt with blowout. You look like you've been dealing with blowout.
I was gonna say, if I haven't yet gotten approved, do you think it's a bad idea to keep uploading videos, or should I keep them until I get approved and then
You
upload them?
upload 3 videos and that's it.
And hold them.
Until
Okay.
you get approved or denied. And if you get denied, remove them and add 3 more.
Okay.
I actually ignored that and just started uploading, and I was just waiting and nothing happened. And then I was like, man, I understand now what it is somebody's actually reviewing those 3 videos. I went in, I removed every last ones that I removed all the way up to 3, and I got approved that day.
Oh, okay.
I had the idea to keep recording videos though, because when you do get approved, you can add them.
Right.
Well, I didn't do that.
Right.
To me, I was recording videos when I see that I have a place to upload them. But if you're already approved and it's making sense for you, then I would totally start reviewing those videos. And as far as what Sammer said about a title that mentions a pain point, I agree with that. And it worked great on YouTube from a consumer side. Like, I will click on that. So I don't disagree with it. What I'm going to say, and a lot of people don't like it, I think Tom actually disagrees with me on this, but none of us here are amazing content creators with product review videos, because to the best of my knowledge, we all started doing this since we started talking about it, right? I get a lot of commissions. Some of Tom's fertilizer and soil things that I recorded in the beginning. I'm going to use this as an example because he's part of the group and he's open about it. Those reviews suck. I know nothing about the product at all, and I was dreading doing them. I only did them because Tom's my friend, right? And I don't want him to like blow up and like months later say you didn't even meet with, you know what I mean? Like, so I did them. They suck. Nobody watches those reviews and is convinced to buy soil.
I watched them.
It was bad. I'm getting paid from them. So what does that say? I'm not who converted that sale. I just happened to be the last thing they saw, right? So if that is a fact, and I think the majority of what fits that, especially if you've gone wide into what you reviewed. So don't get too lost into my specific word embedded here and my thumbnail is what did it, because the majority of your sales are probably going to be just last click attribution, right? And it sucks because it's like, you want to feel like you're the key ingredient, and that's not for every product either. Like maybe for a hair product, and someone can identify and like, I have hair like that would make sense. But for soil, no. Nothing about me screams that. You had a question or no?
Yeah. On a different note, about getting, and I don't know what the process is on getting like products to approach for, oh, can you do a review, or do we approach and to do a review on products, like when on that.
Go ahead.
And also like when you start to run out of ideas of what else to review.
Okay, we're gonna get, let's get to that, but let's jump back to the front. So like, I had that as like we're gonna like end this, the grand finale, and get into like where to get products, but we haven't even really got rolling yet because all the questions have but all the questions have, I think it's important, and it's we still have plenty of time. Yeah. So.
If all people in family, like 3 people in different accounts.
No, if you have different accounts, you're gonna get in trouble in the same household. You're supposed to only have one.
But use one ID, okay.
No, if they're all using, you can have multiple doing reviews under one account, no problem. But not multiple accounts under one IP, it's going to be an issue.
If different account, different IPs.
You could go that route, but there's really no reason to have multiple accounts.
And which bank account use? Business account for personal account for money?
You're going to be doing an influencer program to make money. And when you're bringing in money, it's more advantageous to have it set up, I would say, with an LLC or a business, just for tax purposes. If you're bringing it in personally and all of a sudden you're bringing in $10,000 a month, my accountant would freak out. Like if I just went from like,
Amazon sent
by the way, tax planner, I had an extra $100,000 that came in this year. Probably fire me.
Amazon sent me some product I don't read.
No, you don't review it and return it. You're not allowed to do
He
that.
sent me, I made video and this for
Well,
me.
they're not going to send you products. Amazon's not going to send you products.
Ah,
You
no.
could buy products that you're normally buying, and then
Normally
you
buy.
could review the products. Or I would suggest not buying anything to review right now, and just review what you have around the house.
Understand.
Yeah, including your fans, your cables,
Everything.
everything. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I see we all do have Amazon influencer accounts, and we do know about shoppable videos. I'm going to move past that.
We don't have one yet.
Also, you didn't raise your hand. Totally missed the boat.
No, we don't have.
Oh yeah, I know you guys. See, that's why I asked, so I could spend time on it. Otherwise,
Yeah. Just to backtrack, so you need a certain amount of followers,
I'm
right?
gonna go from the beginning.
All right.
So to get into the Amazon influencer account, everyone's an whether you're exerting it or not. I like to say is a completely different story, right? When you think of influencer, you probably think of like Kim Kardashian or something, right? But on Amazon, not everyone, shockingly, can relate to Kim Kardashian. So like mine with the guy with the shirt and that looks super athletic, I would not have bought that shirt just looking at him. I got these shirts because my wife said I was wearing Heat jerseys everywhere if I was going to have my own business, and she got me this polo-looking shirt, and I felt like a chorizo, and I was like, I have no confidence. I'm not doing this way. I'm not doing. Guayaberas, I was just like, I'm not going to deal with. I love Guayaberas, but I wasn't going to deal with the dry cleaners, and this was the happy medium. Now everyone thinks I do it because it's like an entrepreneurial thing, and I try to save time. It's not. That's all. That's all it was. So if I saw somebody wearing this and had more of like my body type, like athlete body type, I would buy it. That person is an influencer in Amazon's eyes. Now, Amazon needs a criteria to decide whether someone is an influencer, and this is where it starts getting complicated for some. The criteria they've said is not set in stone, but it seems to be if you have 5,000 or more on pages, you can get approved. I've seen people get approved with 30 followers. If you have 5,000 or more followers, you can get approved as an Amazon influencer. Again, I've seen someone get approved for 30. I've seen someone get approved with less. That's not the norm. Like, that's so few far and in between. Maybe they got approved when the program just started. The vast majority of the time you were going rejected if you do it that way, right? Now, on Instagram, I think it's 20,000 followers. On TikTok, I think it's, how much?
Yeah. No. You said 5,000 followers, right? What you share, what kind of content you're gonna post, Facebook?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that now, but that's a good one. So you have to have numbers for Amazon to look at in your application process when you connect it. And that's, you're an influencer in our eyes, or enough. You're now approved for the Amazon influencer program, right? When we all get excited about the Amazon influencer program, though, what we're talking about is making money with shoppable videos, which is quick little videos. Just because you're an Amazon influencer and you get approved does not mean you have access to shop on-site for shoppable videos, right? So there's another approval process that has to happen once you've done that. That's where you upload 3 videos. You wait if they approve them. We assume that they're looking at your audio and your video quality because they tell you some best practices. They're making sure you're not showing any like other competitors' IP, that everything's on the up and up and their standards. And if it does, they approve you within like 3 days to a week-ish. Seems like TikTok, though, if you use TikTok to get approved, it'll take weeks or months to get approved. It just takes a lot longer. So I recommend even if you qualify with TikTok, don't use to apply for the Amazon influencer program. So let's back up. Most people, when they're starting, do not have that many followers, right? So assume you do not. The easiest one that I know of is Facebook business page, right? There's a site called Kicksta if you want to use Instagram, and I think for like $150 or something, they will get you 18,000 followers, supposedly real followers. I highly doubt that. Real followers to follow you on Instagram. Just all of us, every supermodel in the world is interested in you, is what I've seen when I looked at their photos. And I'm like, people that look like this don't follow me, right? But they will. They'll follow you. And you'll be able to get approved. With a Facebook business page, you just create a likes to page ad on Facebook. So if you go to create an ad, there's plenty of Loom videos out there, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that are in the chat that show you how to do it. It's going to sound more complicated when I say it than if you actually see it. But you go to Facebook, this page, you create an ad, You go to the objective of likes to page, and you run an ad. You target your ad. I'm going to just call it third world countries, but basically countries where your cost per click or your cost per conversion almost nothing, which is like most of Latin America. You run the ad, and in like 48 hours, you're going to have your over 1,000 followers. Now, what I do, and it seems to be an issue at this stage, in my opinion, is if you technically could have over 1,000 followers on your Facebook page with no posts or one post. That looks really weird, I think. So what I do, I'll grab something from Pinterest, because there's nothing magical about Pinterest. It's just the easiest thing for me. Let's just say I wanted to do a man cave. Like, you got to pick a topic that kind of your page is about, right? Because that's what an influencer would do. So mine was about man caves. I would go to Pinterest and I'd look up man caves, and like the nicest looking man cave pins. I would grab the URL and I'd post them on my Facebook page, and I would do that for like a week or two, one day, and then I would run the ad to get the likes to page, and then I would submit. I think that if they're even looking at that, I think that helps. Another option, though, if you're just like completely melting about running an ad on Facebook, is there's a fellow wizard. For those of you on the cruise, you actually know him. I really like him. Met him through Fernando, so take that with a grain of salt. is Sammer. Sammer's able to do the likes to page and the engagement piece for what is probably going to be the same amount or in the ballpark as if you did it yourself.
So Sammer's problem is not just.
Sammer's, I love it when it starts with Sammer's problem is. I got to hear this.
But his problem is those followers are fake. That's what he found out. They're like legit followers and fake followers. I'm pretty sure with that type of price, he's fake.
Yeah, well, let me hear you. You heard what I said earlier about Kicksta, right? Kicksta's going to charge you like $108. They're just going to tell you they're real.
Yeah.
Well,
at least they tell you it's.
If he's telling you they're fake and he's giving you a great price, that's fine. I think if you have a Facebook business page and you're trying to grow your business, put Amazon influencer account to the side for a second. It is a horrible idea to get fake people to like your page. It's just horrible. It's a bad algorithm. It's bad for business. They're not going to buy your stuff. Who cares if you have 1 million people in Ethiopia that want to buy your stuff? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. That are liking your page, they're not going to buy your stuff. So we're not talking about that, though. We're just talking about getting past the guard on Amazon for their system to say influencer, right? The easiest one seems to be that. Does that sort of answer your question as far as like how to get it? I know how to run ads, so I'd run a likes to page campaign. If I didn't, I would 100% use Sammer. He's in the Telegram chat, by the way. Anybody that wants to.
Does it have Facebook business page? Or
Yes.
Can it be your,
Yeah, it can't be your personal profile. It needs to be the business page.
has to be the business page?
Yeah.
And then Sammer, he's on the.
He's in the Telegram chat. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to put together a link. So he wants to, and the reason for that is not any kind of affiliate thing. He wants to be able to, like, he runs a business at the end of the day, so he's got to make money.
Right.
But he wants to be able to an extra deal to people from Wizards. So, but just don't wait for that. To the Telegram chat and tag him, or reach out to me and I'll make an introduction. But like, yeah, just get started.
Maybe next time take computer and some product step by step. Why open? Why can make video?
So
many
what?
People don't know.
Yeah, what?
Make video because
Look.
because practice is important.
Anytime something like this comes up where you can just so easily make money recording a quick video, I usually just write those off, because not in my experience what you do long term, right? What am I looking at? These?
No, why make video? Yes.
Well, it's Bitcoin, and all people who like Bitcoin, like I didn't get into Bitcoin because I was just like, that doesn't really fit what I know as a way to make money. I didn't do the NFTs. I see a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, and that's just been kind of my thing. I'm very contrarian with a lot of that stuff. So when this Amazon influencer thing came up, the only reason we don't have a setup here to show all that stuff that you're saying is because I really didn't think it was going to catch on as much as it did. But as we started talking about it. Having said that, I am about to order a stand-up desk, some video cameras and stuff like that, so we can start enhancing this to show like best practices for shooting a video, what a setup looks like. My setup here so that you guys can see it in case you wanted to model it. And we'll have some basic setups and some advanced setups. Like that's going to come, and that might help people that want to see it being done. But give me like another month for that.
Maybe send to group tempo like video.
Sure. We posted the link to our influencer account. It's in the, you can see GC and my wife. Yeah, I mean.
The Amazon videos and run Facebook ads through it as a seller. Like say I create a campaign, I get the influencer, they upload it. I like to grab that video, I can run Facebook.
Yeah, you totally could do that. You're saying, can you get an influencer who created a video, and can you get that video and use it as a sponsored brand video ad on Amazon? Yeah, I would recommend. Yeah, you could do it. I mean, as long as you have that agreement with the influencer who created the video and you have the rights to do it, yeah. It's not Amazon's video. If the influencer gave you the video and you posted it on Amazon, that doesn't mean Amazon's the rights owner of that. You're now just getting that same video file and you're posting it in different places. That's totally fine. Yeah, that's user-generated content, like videos like that work great in video ads, so sure. Well, one of the things I like about Join Brands is I could go on there, post a product, and say, I'm looking for people that can do this and that have this experience with this product, and I'm willing to pay $100 for a TikTok video that you create and post on your platform, plus I get the video file. So I get a lot for $100, and I'll do that with a bunch of people, a bunch of applicants, and then any of them I see really pick up, because the most are not. Most are just going to be, I just have video content. But the ones that pick up, I can then hit boost, which you can actually do on TikTok as well.
What about other marketplaces?
Walmart has a Amazon influencer one.
US,
Yeah. A friend of mine ran into some issues that associated with having, I'm not sure, but it had to do with expanding into other marketplaces. So what I would just caution for now is, and it's just good, makes sense, nobody here has come close to maximize they can do on the US platform, right? Just focus on that. Build that out. There's some other people pioneering that. You take a lot of hits along the way when you pioneer something, right? So like, don't think of places I don't think right now. And even as an Amazon seller, like, I can't tell you how many times somebody will like graduate out of the beginner hour of a class and then they're me after a meetup and they say, you're not gonna believe what I did. We opened up Jerky, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a bad idea. Like, like you haven't even sent an FBA shipment into the US account. Like this is bad. You know how many complexities you just asked for? Like, so like, I'm gonna just go out there on a limb and say, don't do that either with the Amazon influencer program. The one that's beginning to look good that I'm messing with. So Temu has an influencer program where you can get free products. I'm in that one. Let's see how it goes. Since Temu's getting into the world, right? Right. Okay. So we know what it is. We got approved for the account. You submit the 3 videos, and you get approved for shoppable videos and on-site monetization. That's where we're at, right? No questions up to that point? All right.
There's a question, but from Patrick. He applied for the account, got approved, but videos got rejected 3 times. Can't load anymore. How and who can help me to get into a new account?
Right. So when you can apply many times to get approved as an Amazon influencer for the Amazon influencer account. That's not an issue. But once you an influencer, you only get 3 attempts to get approved for on-site monetization. After those 3 attempts, you're out. The question is not who do you contact to get approved. You just start from the beginning. I would recommend is, and I'm shocked at how many people don't do this. Like, I thought when we created the Telegram chat, Amazon influencer program, that the risk, that the experience was going to be bad because it was going to get flooded with people's videos asking for feedback. And in reality, almost nobody does it, right? So I recommend, and especially, and all of you, put your videos there. This is very different than your secret product that you found at CVS that you're doing arbitrage with and flipping that you don't want anyone to know, right? Like, this is different. This is different. Just put the video up there get feedback. So I think this person should go out, create the whole process again, Facebook business page, get it past 5,000, get approved, and get 3 more rounds at being able to submit for approval to on-site monetization. But before that, you need to kind of know what's wrong with your videos. I've seen some videos get rejected, but for the most part, if you just do the right thing, within 3, you're going to get approved for the most part. In this case, though, if you got a rejected for free and you've not done this before, and maybe you're not active with the community, let's check out what you did. Like one guy here that got rejected, what was his name? Andres left? What a jerk.
Slides in and out. He shuffled.
He didn't even say bye. He didn't even put the stick. So, by the way, he got rejected all 3 times too, because he's got a hard head and he didn't want to get feedback. But how was I going to say? A friend of ours got his videos rejected, and then he came back and showed it to us, and he had a big Nike swoosh on his shirt and all this stuff here. And we're like, yeah, they rejected you because you're reviewing this thing, but you're showing off Nike. So you want to not do that. So like put the video in the feedback and then do it again. Another one that I've seen is it seems to be with people that have heavy accents. Nothing against accents. Seem to have a higher rate of getting rejected. But I've seen some people with thick accents that get approved. If you think that's an issue, remember, you don't have to be the one to do your first 3 videos. Like, don't put ego to the side for a second, right? This isn't, you don't need to be Rosetta Stone approved, right? Like, you just gotta get approved for the Amazon Influencer Program. That's it. Nothing else matters after that.
Well, do they even need to speak in a video? Because do they even need to speak in the video? Because just create a video with your just.
You could. That's a good point.
Voiceover. CapCut does voiceovers.
Does your face need to come out in those 3 videos? It does not have to come out. But I wouldn't these shirts from even somebody with my body type that had no head. I wouldn't.
Go from here.
I want to see a face.
Down.
We people's faces. We see that. It matters. If I hear a voiceover that somebody's telling amazing, and I see them cringing, I'm not gonna buy it. Right? No head. Yeah. So I think faces matter for conversions. Better. I have seen people get them approved with no face though. That's what's making it complicated. It's very like all over the place. I've seen some videos even from people in this group that I was just like, did you really attend all of our sessions on Amazon? And that is what you came up with? And they got approved. So it's just try to shoot for best practices and be consistent. So the other question?
Someone's been waiting 12 days to get their videos. Any idea as far as?
It's a possibility they applied to the Amazon influencer account getting TikTok, or they're waiting on the videos. Did they submit more than 3? Well, they'll respond. If you submitted more than 3, it's possible. If you submitted more than 3, delete all of them except for that 3, and if not, wait. Sometimes it does take longer. The thing in the world a seller wants to hear, an entrepreneur wants to hear is wait. The other one is calm down. My wife especially hates that one. Tell my wife to calm down. That's a recipe for. I saw a TikTok video and it was like things to say to your wife that she wouldn't like, and I'm like, you're here. I need you here. Okay. We're there. Start with everything around your house. My wife and I literally, as soon as the kids went to sleep one night, sat down her and just started making a list of everything we could see in that room. And we listed everything. A couple days later, we looked at the room again and we found more things that we missed. Like, don't take anything for granted. The burners that are on the stove. The whole stove.
Okay, like the burners on the stove, right?
The screws that put the burners in to the stove. The rack in the stove. These are all different things.
To match.
Oh, that's a good one. So you're a little black hat too. Like you like pushing. So this is good. So the question is, does it need to exactly match the product? Yeah, you're supposed to be doing the exact product. If you're talking about the rack in the stove, and there is no markings on that rack that says the brand name, right? And it looks like mine, and it looks like it's very well used. And you're reviewing it, and it's the same dimensions and everything as any other rack. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be that rack, but there's no way one's going to know. The issue is going to be this: if you review that rack, and then you see, wow, this product is identical to the top 50 selling racks. I'm going to take all of them because it looks the same, but it's one video. That's called No, it's zombie. Zombie reviews or something. Don't do that. Don't, like, the chair that Carmen's sitting in, that's my favorite chair. It's a Herman Miller, right? And it's an expensive chair. And every time that thing sells, I think I get like $140. So, but that chair has like 15 variations. And the variation's so slight, it's like a lever, that if I'm reviewing the chair and I don't show that lever, it could apply all of them. And there's no way you could know. And since it's not based off your buying history, it very well could be. Don't do that. If you're gonna do that, shoot multiple videos, right? Like these speakers. It's a really expensive speaker system. We shot a video as a two-pack. We shot a different video as a single, because some people buy them as a single. We shot them together as a set with that subwoofer that's behind them, and then we shot another of just the woofer. So like, don't get one file and just tap.
That's because they're sold individually.
They are sold individually and they have separate listings, yes.
But just, if you're gonna do it, different videos, not just one video.
If you're gonna do it with different videos. And an example, I mean, come on. Remember, Amazon rarely is who catches you doing something, it's your competitors.
Right.
And if somebody invested in a nice stove and they see you with your like Fisher-Price looking stove, and you're trying to put your little Fisher-Price rack and tag their higher-end Williams-Sonoma thing, they're just gonna report you.
Right. Got you.
And enough of them do, you lose your account, and it's like, it's not worth it.
Got you. Makes.
I might have missed, but did you talk about the payouts, like how often they pay out?
Monthly.
I believe it's every 60 for the content. Like if you create content today, it would pay you out at the end of the in 60 days, right?
I get a payout every 30 days,
Really?
so I haven't really tracked from what content. So
Yeah.
trailing 30 days.
Trailing 60, I believe.
Trailing 60 and 30. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I never looked at it in the beginning, and now I just see a payout every 30, and I'm like, okay.
Well, it took me a while to get paid, so once it finally came in, I was like, yes.
Because you were smaller amounts, and until 60 days, you got the big one.
No, it was 60 days before I ever got like an actual payout, like directly to my bank account.
Okay.
So I thought I'd just mention that.
Cool. So hold off until 60 days.
Yeah.
And before my video,
Igor.
I need to have this product on the
Yeah, before you review the product, make sure it's available on Amazon. But I mean, they're shooting for the store.
If
so
I
it
buy
probably is.
maybe different store, no made video, yes?
Sorry?
If I buy maybe Home Depot, no made video about this product.
If you buy the product from Home Depot, you could totally review the product and put it on Amazon as long as it's also sold on Amazon.
Before I made video, I check have this product on Amazon, and after I made video.
I think we're saying the same thing. I don't know. You're saying if you buy something from Home Depot?
No, if I have product, but I don't know have this product have on Amazon, but no have I made video, no made.
You just gotta make sure that it gets sold on Amazon before.
Before.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy it for.
No, because I maybe in home I know buy, but in home have, but I don't know who is buy this product. I made video, made.
So how you're talking about like how to know, say in the video, because you don't know who's buying it?
Yes.
I don't think you can know. The example I give sometime in the group is one of my brands was a brand of humidors. The brand specifically at the time was Caballo Cigars. We exited it. And we had this one humidor called the Exotica. It was our hero product. And one day we got this like 6-paragraph long negative, and we knew the order because a person from the UK bought it. So the shipping of like a 18-pound humidor today was like nasty. So we read the review, and the person left a review because he was into birds, he was into parrots, like really into parrots. And he was using these basically designer jewelry boxes that are sealed for humidification. He was using them as coffins for his birds. And because my Exotica did fit and act as a coffin for his parrot, he left me a 1-star review. So like, don't know who's buying your stuff for what. Like, I've seen somebody buy like a nice coffee dripper from me, and they wanted to use it as a paperweight for their desk. Just really into coffee, and they thought it was cool. So like, you just create. I think the safest thing to do is to create based on your experience and why you bought the product. It gets complicated once you start grabbing products beyond what you have, granted. But we live in the age of ChatGPT. I mean, we can figure this out. But yeah, just review it based on what your experience would be with the thing, and that's really all you can do.
These questions because I maybe open kitchen tools, have many tools, but I don't know who is buying.
Right, but
kitchen many tools, different.
Right. So if you're kitchen tools and you don't know who buys kitchen tools, I'm sure you've used a spatula at some point. Or it's not a spatula. You flip your eggs with. Is that a spatula? Spatula. So like you have a spatula, like you probably cooked eggs. You can't address every use that anyone would ever want a spatula. But I can talk about how I love doing it to flip my eggs. Right? If it was close to Valentine's, maybe I say to flip my eggs for my wife's breakfast on Valentine's. I don't know. But like, just speak your truth, if you will, on like how you would use the product.
So I learned something I wanted to share with Tom, and you brought it up because I hadn't even.
You said you want to share it with Tom, but I brought it up. So when you see Tom, can you let him know it was my idea?
It was your idea, yeah.
Okay.
Your idea, yeah.
Okay.
Carlos. But you brought up the things to review, like your outlets at your house. So like I've overlooked so much stuff. It's like I'm just thinking like my coffee machine, the blender, things are like the Xbox. It's like, yeah, those things are great. But one really good point that Tom made is like when people buy outlets or people buy their door handles, they're a lot of times modeling their house. So they're not gonna buy one, they're gonna knock out like 10 of them. So that's like 10 sales that are gonna go in your bucket from one view of your video. So I have yet to do all of those things in my house, but that's like next on my list. So I'll probably be able to another 50 videos from that.
And when you are looking at a product like your coffee maker, the coffee maker sells parts. Coffee maker,
Good point.
right? So
Yeah.
like the basket is sold separate. Like you could explode that out into like 25 different reviews. So keep that in mind. If you're getting Ninja blender, I'm telling you the replacement parts on that Ninja blender are like will make you nauseous. The cost of those things. Review them separately. All right. Let's talk. I feel like this is the hottest part of this topic, and I think it's the least problem. Somebody getting Fernando's Lambo. And that is where else to find products to review, right? Throw numbers out here, by the way, if anyone doesn't, just blurt numbers out of how many video reviews you have up. 300? 500. 5 videos? 500. I was like, man. 160-ish.
What are we talking about?
Anybody else want to blurt out? She sent, you said? She sent the groups?
No, I'm saying, wait, she can.
If she can? I don't know, you have to ask her. I don't
No,
know.
he said if she can.
You can he wants you to share video tips, I think. Carmen. No. We're at about we're about 600 reviews. I think Tom obviously is leading the pack on this, but we're nowhere near close to our house. If we keep up at the pace we're on, we're still going to be reviewing products in like another 18 months at the whole like 5 a day. And again, because you'd be really surprised, guys, P-trap underneath your sink. Like each part of that P-trap is a different trap itself, your vanity, the sink, the knob. So you're still going to be reviewing stuff later. But if you are concerned that you're going to run out of products, and at some point you will, or you just are getting a hold of a different variety of products than what you have, there's a few different ways to do it. So one of the things that you're going to notice immediately, and we're now making about 60% of what we make as Amazon influencers in shoppable videos, commissions, we're making in payouts from people contact directly to review their stuff. So this is, and that's not a small number. So what's happening is when you apply to the Amazon influencer program, you connect some of your social media handles. And you've probably put the handles that are not your main businesses that are just relevant to this. In this case, we put by the way, my kids' YouTube channel, My wife, I've been telling you guys to support it. We just broke 100,000 subscribers, so the YouTube sent us the saying we, but we, I'm like 2% of that. I'm the one with the wolf in one of the videos, the wolf mask, but which is a big milestone on YouTube. So they got the play button now. We finally got it. I was gonna bring it. I'll bring it another day so you can see it. But we connected some of their social medias. We connected Wizards of Ecom. So what's happening is primarily brands and businesses in China that want example of the super athletic ripped dude with the shirt versus me seeing somebody that I can relate to more. Most people are dating in the US when they're buying a product to another person, say a person that's Chinese wearing the product, right? So it seems to be the Chinese want to get a hold of more people in the US that look, I guess, American or whatever US looks like them, do reviews of the products. Or if they noticed in one of your reviews that you have a pool in your backyard, it's like, wow, people that have products, they don't want to give it to just anybody, they want to give it to somebody who has a pool or a balcony or whatever, like some of our kids. I think we're making a few $100s a month just on temporary tattoos that are like Barbie girl temporary tattoos, right? They're going to reach out to you. So make sure that you're monitoring the direct messages area of your social medias when you connect this, because a lot of the times that's where it is. You on Instagram and you're not even seeing it as a message. It's kind of been flagged, or on Messenger, or your email. If you have your email out there on your Facebook page, we're getting a lot of those. So you're going to notice that pretty fast. Anybody else doing it that's seeing that as well, or reached out to by brands? You are? Anybody else? Have you guys got reached out to by brands yet? Are you checking your social media?
So I haven't linked Instagram page to my storefront thing. I haven't done that.
I think it's a good idea to link your social medias to get reached out to. That's a meaningful chunk of money. Are you getting reached out?
I got my first payment for it.
Nice.
I have a tendency that I'm like, I want to just drop a lot of value. So GC's like, what do we charge? I'm like, just tell them $10, right? My wife doesn't go for that kind of stuff. If it goes out to my wife, it's be like $1,000 a pop to come in here and have a. But like, we're up to now, we do $50. It's like it's $50 for a video. Some people are like, we don't have that within our budget. Like, thank you so much for your time. But it's $50 for a video. If they want the raw footage and they kind of like want all of it, we'll do $150. And if they want it and say our kids are involved in it, we're okay, we have our kids on YouTube. But if they want our kids on it and it's a kid playing with like an age-appropriate toy doing it, we'll charge like $75 to $100, something like that. And that's been nice. Anybody else want to share what they're charging for that? I think that's good information for everyone to know.
First one, safety.
Do you have like a tier, like if someone had a product and they wanted you to dye your hair, no, or is there a price?
Depends on the color.
Purple.
Depends on how much I want the product.
Purple and anime. I don't know. Like,
I'll do it, but yeah, that's gonna cost.
right. So I would come up with. Do you charge anything extra if they get the raw footage, or you're just like you don't give them the raw footage?
No raw footage.
Okay.
Rather than a physical product, could I use a picture of this product?
I'm going to say no. You know what? You might get the picture of a product and talk about the product via
Correct.
the picture.
Get
And it
the
might get
positive
posted.
review.
I don't know if it gets approved by Amazon. I've never been asked that, so I'm kind of like thinking, right? I think it's against the rules. I think you're supposed to review the actual
physical
and have
product,
the
yeah.
actual physical product.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah, you have to have the physical product. It's unclear with them as to what ownership of this. So there are some people that just go to the store and I guess have no shame whatsoever, just like whip the video out. And they're not even like doing a voiceover later. They're like reviewing it full scale right there at the store. There's like a shopping cart going behind them.
That's against terms of service.
That is against terms of service, right? Yeah, that is that what you're doing?
Wait, I'm sorry, we were like in a whole different, what were you guys talking about?
So there's some people that will go to like Depot or a store and just review products right there. That's against terms of service. It will get you suspended. Previously,
you asked if any brands reached out, and actually on the online seller cruise, we met somebody named Andre, and
Yeah.
after the cruise out to me, asking me about the influencer program, and and saying that he's working with a client that is currently putting up their product at BJ's, and it was an eye mask, and asked if I could do a video, put me in contact with them, and I made the video this morning. I just shared. They paid me, they reimbursed me for the purchase. I made a TikTok. I just posted it on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook just to promote my face and show brands, other brands, so they could reach out and ask me to do it. And I was showing my dad right now, them saying, great video, awesome, just send us your PayPal and we'll send you the money now.
Yep. She was on the cruise and she's in the influencer program. It's like,
This is before I've even gotten approved for the influencer. This is just hoping to kind of speed up the process.
I wish I could go back in time. This would be a totally different world. I'd have a lot less gray hair, I tell you that. Can you imagine running a business and scaling this and like you never had to think about cash flow? That would be amazing.
So what's the
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What's the process of linking it to social media? Because so I have the one Instagram account, right? But I was thinking about doing YouTube. I have a Gmail account, but I don't know if I'm supposed to do it to that YouTube. I'm not sure how that whole process goes.
So what happened is when I created the Amazon influencer account, initially with Wizards of Ecom stuff. So I think I used a Wizards of Ecom Instagram or Facebook page. I don't know. And then afterwards, I was kind of like, well, I'd rather not use my Wizards of Ecom stuff and just use something else. So I went to go delete it, but it wouldn't let me delete the profile used to get approved for the account. So I could only add. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to play with this, and I don't feel like getting approved again, that stuff there. So I left it, and we started adding other profiles, like my wife's YouTube. I added my YouTube. So I'll get people that are reaching out to me now, having to we have a new keyboard that we want you to review on your YouTube channel. No, not a fit. So to your point, it doesn't matter what the Gmail file is, as long as when you go to add it, you're able to confirm it's you through the profile.
Okay, so like if I create another account or a YouTube account, I can link that to the storefront, is what you're saying?
Yep.
That's how you do it, not the other way around?
No, you link it to your Amazon influencer page.
So I bring those URLs to the storefront.
Well, you would just go in and edit your profile, and one of the fields is going to be social media, and then you just go to the respective one you're adding, and then you'd add it. I can't remember by memory if you're pasting a URL, you're clicking, and it forces you to log in and confirm that it's you on the respective profile. I don't remember which one it is, but it's one of those.
You can have more. I could have my YouTube account.
We have 2 YouTube accounts.
So
I think we used one of the YouTube fields and we used another.
So I just saw something recently that is also against. I
You know a lot of stuff against terms of service, huh?
What's that?
You've heard of a lot of these things against terms of service.
Well, you know the Facebook
Heck of
groups
a
will reveal
cruise,
a lot of things. But there's this one guy. So very important. You should have the product. Like you be able to display, like have it in your hand, like in front of you. So there's a guy who decided to start like showing things on his MacBook, and show and like everybody's super pissed. Yeah, exactly. You know who I'm talking about. And then he kind of made a persona where he has like a lab coat and he's a research and development guy, but I mean he will get shut down inevitably. So that's against us.
But he's still there. He's got like 600 videos.
So he just basically pulls up the product on his computer, like on his monitor, and he's like, "Oh, you should buy this product," but clearly doesn't own it. And obviously the catalog is infinite by doing that, but definitely against terms of service. Everybody's trying to take them down now. So
Another thing they showed, I saw it on one of those Facebooks that people
the lab coat.
steal some of these video paste and then do a voiceover of your product that you reviewed.
Yeah, but you can show that you're the creator of that video. I mean, you've gotten stuff.
They showed a guy that was doing that. They showed a guy there that was doing that. He has like 1,000 videos up, and they're
you
all
should be able to show your
stolen
source
videos from him.
files that it's
That
you and you
he
get
was
it
doing
removed.
videos like in the store where you can see him like recording televisions, but you can see that it still has the sticker. The television right next to it, and he'll actually do a video, and then he'll do another video, and you can see the television he just did on the left.
Anytime easy money is involved, it's going to attract a lot of bad actors. What's crazy though is the effort that it would take. Like that person that came up with the lab coat would probably succeed in any business he committed himself to. But he wants to do that. That's the crazy thing. The majority of the ones that I've seen, I was like, that's freaking genius. Like, why don't you apply that to a freaking lemonade stand or anything and just dominate? But it's always going to happen. Just avoid easy enough money. In 15 years, I have not seen something this easy. So no need to abuse it.
What about the? I mean, you're doing it with your wife, right? And Tom does it with Lisa. I mean, that was it. Come on, bro.
Hey, we're live, bro.
So you
It's
do
a family-friendly event, bro.
So you're
Exactly, it was worth it. Yeah, I'm doing it with my wife.
Can't leave it. You're doing the Amazon influencer with your wife, and Tom does it with Lisa.
To the best of my knowledge.
Yes.
Multiple kids.
A lot of faces on an account. Does that go against terms of service, terms of conditions? No, right? It doesn't. It's not sure.
No, you can have multiple people on it doing it.
So if I go and hire 100 kids and just tell them to do videos.
Well, there's child labor laws and all that you have to worry about, but.
I mean, they're.
Well, yeah, the restrictions with the kids though, and we've ran into this, is just the world we live in. Like.
A parent has to be with them.
An adult.
Yeah.
An adult has to show up somewhere in the video, and it can be for a second.
Even the hand.
Here.
Yeah.
The other one is, if you're doing, bath toys, it doesn't matter if they're wearing swim trunks.
No.
Like, that's not gonna happen, right? Applying sunblock, or anything like that might even be like bait for somebody, like just avoid it.
Yep.
And most of the times that's never true.
Okay.
You could do food. You could totally do food. Yeah. I think when you look at food though, like how often have you looked at a video about your food? Probably the same with books too. You can. Remember, you want. This is. I don't think you should get too lost into what I'm about to say, but what you're looking for is a product, a lot of traffic to the listing, and has very little competition by way of reviews. Video reviews is what you're looking for. If it's a video of the brand posting a video about them and no other videos on influence, probably an excellent opportunity for you just to go in there and add your video, and you're probably going to get a bunch of sales. And then more people are going to, that's what you're looking for. If you find a product, and if that product costs money, the dollar amount that you're going to make off that percentage is going to be higher. I don't think you should spend a lot of time vetting a list, though, about products to make sure it already has a video before you do it, because the effort that it takes to shoot that video, first of all, you need to get your reps in regardless. Second, videos that I did that, I'm like, later on, like, man, no, it doesn't have a video. That sucks. Wish I would have known that. And eventually it did get a video, and all of a sudden my video was just there, and it started doing well. Finally, other platforms are rolling this out, and little by more people, you're going to be able to use that video on that platform and do it. Just the amount of time that it takes to vet it, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So, but that's what you're looking for. Product that gets a bunch of sales, that has little to no other competition by way of video reviews, and maybe that you can give a different perspective on.
And it's still only limited to the U.S. marketplace, right?
No, it's in other marketplaces. Yeah.
I think may include different Instagram, different YouTube channel, yes? ebook.
Should you have those?
All different made for only influence programs.
Well, the video you're making, you can post on any of those platforms, but like I think as a business owner, as a content creator, that it's a mistake to get one piece of content and post it on a bunch of different platforms, because the consumption habits, like Pinterest is get a post of me presenting here. Like Andres took a little video of me presenting, and I post that on Facebook.
Not
Like,
because I have personal Instagram, and next time this.
no, you would post a different one. I don't think the majority of people here should even think about posting it on their social media right now.
And here's the idea: if you have some items, some product, you can visit your friends, to another friends, maybe go to office.
I told myself, like, because I don't have any hobbies. I'm a bit of a workaholic. So this, to me, it really rubbed me the wrong way. The whole like, just review everything. I like to like niche down on something and focus on something. And I think long term, that's where the money's going to be. But I told myself, like, I'm gonna do, I don't know anything about them, but I've always been very fascinated with like remote control cars, drones and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I'd love to just do a bunch of on these. And then little by little become known as like, somebody has a remote control car, they wanna send it to me, right? Like I would have fun with it, and I could also see where that could make money. So in that case, I would consider YouTube or a YouTube channel or something like, what goes into creating a channel like that is totally different than like the tactics that are used on the Amazon influencer program.
And you can buy Walmart and Home Depot some tools and ingredients that next time return.
You totally could buy stuff and return them to stores, 100%.
Yes, easy when it's 10 pieces.
It is easy to do. It is easy to do, but it's also so much easier just to do the stuff that's around your house, right? But you're 100% right. You technically could just start hitting up Home Depot, Lowe's, and stuff like that. And as long as you have some stuff on your credit card, just start grabbing the tool to fit this profile, buy them, return them, and make a loop, and you'd probably pay your mortgage rather fast. They're fast. I'm not saying that I don't want to do that because of any like moral or ethical things. It's just not really in my DNA to do it. But if I was starting and I was hungry, I would do it.
So as Amazon sellers, right?
Yep.
We do a lot of product research.
Yep.
Like for wholesale, retail arbitrage, whatever the case may be. So we know what products sell a lot of every month, right? Because those are products that we'll pick to sell on our own stores. So I mean, if you're reviewing like a spice, right, and you know that product only sells like once or twice a month, are you gonna do it for that? Or are you gonna just stick with the product? No, as an Amazon seller that sell 30,000 a month.
We're reviewing everything. We're reviewing everything, and it's more. We're just going down a list and we're just reviewing everything. If you were approaching it from like, I'm an Amazon seller and I want to leverage the expertise I have as an Amazon seller towards this video process and making money, and in your example, you know that this one spice that you buy, you make a good margin on it, but it only sells twice a month. Right. Maybe skip it.
Right. Why review that? Why review that? Sell it.
Right. But I've probably made a few $100 over the life of the program on like a 10 chapstick, this fancy chapstick that was like $10.
How many times does it sell a month though?
My God, it sells a whole bunch every day.
So that's what I'm saying.
And I'm making like a few cents on each. So it's like, it's one bit of effort. It's going to take you a few minutes to shoot that spice, and it'll pay you every month. So you probably do it.
Even if it only sells like twice a month, you'll still do it.
It might be selling twice a month now. If it goes viral,
But even if it sells twice a month, and like if one of those sales is yours, and you never had to do any other work on it, a matter of fact, maybe it's no longer profitable for you to sell, but now you're still doing something.
Gotcha.
Every time it sells, I'm like, I like that kind of stuff.
But if you had to choose, you're gonna pick the products that
I would prioritize. If I was looking at 20 products and I knew those 5 were the bigger teams that had the least competition, I would do those first.
How about not bigger ticket items, but move a lot of units?
I would prioritize them next.
Got you. So bigger ticket items, then the ones that move the most, then
right, because I'll sell one of those chairs every week.
Right. Make
but
100.
I sell, I don't know, dozens of the chairs every day.
Right. Make less, but move more.
But then again, that's not your recommendation. Everything.
I recommend when you start, don't get lost in the weeds. Review everything in your house. And when you come back and say, I got 1,000 reviews under my belt, then let's talk about YouTube. Let's talk about all these extras that you could do. Let's talk about building a website. Is more into a business. But right now, I'm telling you, this is how just everything works, especially on Amazon. In 18 months, they're gonna have dramatically cut the commissions on what they're paying right now.
Yeah.
And the quality level, as much as we think people want like a review of the average Joe reviewing blank, but the quality level go up.
Right.
Right? Your conversion rate on the video to get shown in the gallery is gonna go up. It's just things improve. That's what's gonna happen. Now, if they cut commissions in half and you're using reviews that are up there, you're still banking.
Right.
So just get there.
Gotcha.
Get your rep. Look at Tom. I pick on Tom as an example. Tom is not techie. He's not an influencer, and now he's super confident in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Like, so you're gonna pick up a lot of other skills just doing it and putting your reps in.
Right.
the Facebook groups can be harmful as well. I've seen that. Like when I first started selling, there was no Facebook groups, there was no anything. You had to figure it out and do it, and get it wrong, and then learn from it. But now, I look at some of these Amazon influencer programs, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm bottom of the food chain on as far as these people, but I'm doing really well. It's almost like what they talk about is would prevent you from just doing it.
Right.
So yeah, just.
And you shouldn't review your own products, right?
No, don't review your own products.
Even if it's like a wholesale model, it's not private label.
Yeah. No, you can't review your own products, and you're not supposed to review your buddy's product either.
Got you.
Speaking of which, when somebody pays you to review the product, you need to disclose that.
Right.
Oh, really?
In the review, yeah.
If it's not your brand, but like a retail product that you'll be selling.
If somebody is
Now,
paying
if you
you,
bought it at Home Depot and you're gonna list it, but
no, you're gonna list it, you're gonna sell it.
right, you're gonna sell it, can you review that product?
Yeah, you can review the product.
Wait, say that again?
He bought a product that he's gonna resell on Amazon.
Right.
You can do that? But he's product.
Well, I think it's coming down to, it's a gray area. He hasn't sold it yet. Doesn't say, so what happens if you decide you wanted to start reselling the stuff around your house online because you wanted to get new, but you'd reviewed it in the past? Does that mean you're not allowed to sell it online? So I'm gonna say no, it matters. Are you selling that product now? Are you the brand owner of the product right now? Seems to be it. It's
So-
also a pattern too. If it's like one item that he's doing, it's totally.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think it has to do with who's the brand owner. Yep.
I have a prediction. I think knowing what happened, the history of it, I see a lot of no compliant stuff out there. There's people recording the wing of an airplane and then tagging a bunch of like travel products. So it's very obvious, like there's crazy stuff out there, then they're tagging products that are not in the video, there's everything. Amazon is allowing everything right now. They're probably gonna come back at some point and they're gonna cut everybody, including the people that are compliant. That's how they operate. They allowed everything, they gather all the users or content, whatever they're looking for, and then everybody pays the concept. So number one advice is stay as compliant as possible. That doesn't guarantee you shut down, but at least your chances are higher. I agree with Carlos. I think don't even worry about the product. Don't worry about like which rank. Nothing. Just I literally walk in the streets and I start recording things. Like I saw a sign on the street the other day. I went around it. I do a voiceover later because I don't even know what it's called or what is it for. But I posted it. I'm making commission. So get into the mode of like everything you see, do a review. For me, it's a numbers game. You gotta just throw content out there. The little things I have very they're purchased like once a month. So sure, it's a good commission once a month, and then the little things every day. So a numbers game, but stay compliant. I think within a few months. I don't know when. No idea, but I think it's gonna come a wave of like poof, a bunch of shutdowns because everybody's just breaking the rules right now.
Yeah. So focus. Yeah, I agree with that. Additional places to find products. I'll just go over them real quick. We're already 4 minutes over, and I want to wrap this up. The one that was put out there, how kind of like this whole thing started with Wizards of Ecom, was some posts I saw by this guy named Andrew Pardine, and I'm not saying you should follow him now for advice, but it got my attention because coming to the group, we talk a lot about private label and like heading towards private label. We also have the Shopify tracks and stuff like that. A lot print on demand coming with Alex. But when someone comes in here and they've watched a YouTube video that says they can start a private label product for $3,000 or $5,000, I'm just not down with that. And it's just total BS. It's just, I don't agree with it. If you made a bet with me that I couldn't do it with 5K or 3K, I would launch a cigar cutter to prove you wrong, but I have a ton of experience in doing this. I don't think the average person could launch something with $3,000. Just some expenses that are involved that you need to pay for and you must not be. So I don't giving that advice to people that are just coming in saying that. So when I heard this and I'm like, wow, this is a way for somebody to, in a way it's not running stores, scanning stuff all over Miami and loading it in your car. This is a way for you to like make some good and get to a spot where you should create your own brand, right? Using the house's money, if you will. But Andrew Pardine was the one that those posts that got my attention, and he mentioned something that I think is a really good idea. And since my wife and I are treating this as like a hobby and having fun with it, a hobby that pays is always nice. scratches my itch that I feel like I'm working and lets me feel like I'm not going to come in here talking about the Amazon influencer, but I'm not actually doing it, because that will make this feel like work, is Airbnb, right? Airbnb. So what this person recommended was like get a hold of somebody that has a bunch of Airbnbs and make sure you don't pay for the Airbnb. I don't think that's necessary. Like, but just you could go into an Airbnb, maybe it has a pool for the weekend or something like that, or just for a day. And just go in there with your camera and just start shooting. And especially if you're not recording it right spot and you're doing voiceovers later, like you technically could wipe that house out before lunch and get everything. Pick one that has a pool and get their pool pump. Get all the little accessories that go with the pool. Get off and post it. I guarantee you're going to make a lot more than that $65 to $85 they charge for that day in the Airbnb. So and that's one Airbnb. If you want to get wild and start picking all these different, you'll never run out. The final one that I'll put just for time's sake, because we could keep going, is there's a site that I love, and I used to be really bad about getting people gifts, but now I gift everyone, and it's because I get the products for free. And it's a site called Rebate Key. Rebate Key, right? Amazon sellers used to use this to rank. It actually works to rank, by the way. It's just people stop talking about it. But you should not use it to get reviews. But there's a site called Rebate Key. And the majority, like I said, are on Rebate Key, you can get for free. And all it works is your product. You put your confirmation order number in, and in 30 days, meaning return window closes on Amazon, they will send you a check for the full amount that you paid, or whatever the agreement was for that product for you to get. So you can get an infinite number of products free on Rebate Key. Something that I really like about Rebate Key is there's a really high percentage of the people on Rebate Key are very knowledgeable Amazon private label sellers. The likelihood of them actually succeeding, meaning this product gets a bunch of sales, and if you have a video on it, you're going to make more money, versus some run-of-the-mill like person that stuck something up there and they're desperately trying to liquidate it away for free, like a product hunt type thing. On Rebate Key, the likelihood of you getting sales on your video and making money is much higher. The other thing that I like is you're actually supporting a seller. That is another seller on Amazon, another brand owner that's trying to grow, and they want to make Amazon see conversions happening on their, so that it ranks them. So check out Rebate Key. Like between Rebate Key and the Airbnb, and there's a lot more. There's another I think is really cool that Tom sort of discovered, but I don't feel right sharing it. At some point, it'll be public knowledge to everyone. But I won't get into it. There's a lot of different ways that you can never run out of products. Remember, so now we have the products you have around the house, which should take you a year and a half to do. We have the products that these brands in China are going to be sending you and paying you for up front to do. We have the Airbnbs, and we have Rebate Key.
You do thrift stores and Goodwill.
You said thrift stores and Goodwill. You totally could do thrift stores and Goodwill. You could do garage sales. Go to garage sales. You know how many like $500 cast iron things you can find? Garage sales that are like coded, and someone's like, just get it out of here. And they have no idea what they have. And it's like for $1 you get this thing. But like you review that. You remember, you get a lot of good stuff.
So Rebate Key, you buy it, it's expected that, how does that work? It's expected that you make the video on it, type of thing?
No, you don't have to do any video. This is just, so what happens, have a brand on Amazon, you want to get seen, right? So you get seen two ways, right? Organically, top of page one, and paid ad, costs money. So the only way you prefer organically and not have to pay for the acquisition, but the only way to get seen organically, top of page one, is going to be getting sales. But how do you get sales if you can't get seen? The whole chicken and the egg thing. So if product that's on Rebate Key, right? Remember, it might not make sense that you're paying for this, but you're going to be paying for it in ads. Product is sitting on Rebate Key, and you're putting 100% rebate. So I'm going over there, and I'm like, my goal right now with this group is I want to do reviews and make money with the Amazon Influencer Program, but it might be I just want to get cool stuff for my house and not pay for it. It might be I just want to gift people things and not look cheap. It could be whatever your thing is, right? And you go to Rebate Key, and you buy it. You're buying it through Amazon. So in Amazon's eyes, product just made a sale. And the more that happens, every time they get a sale, you move up in page for those searches.
It's almost like a cheaper version of the Vine program.
Yes.
If you're doing Vine program, we might as well do it ourselves.
Right, so you start ranking. So that's their motivation for doing that. And since they don't want to get burned, if as soon as you buy, they pay you your money back, or if they give you a promo code for 100% off, Amazon's not going to recognize that as a real conversion. They don't want to pay you, and then you return the product, and then they're out. So instead, they wait for the return windows on Amazon, which is 30 days. And then once it's closed, it'll automatically, Rebate Key will reimburse you 100% of your money.
You buy through Rebate Key.
No, you go on Rebate Key to discover it, and do the product information for you to get it and buy it on Amazon, and then you go back and you add your order ID in. So they're going to see the order ID in their seller account. And it's not just Amazon. They may want to do this on Walmart. They may want to rank on Etsy, wherever that is that they want to do, that you can use this for. But it's great. We can have a whole discussion about that on the seller side. But right now, like as an Amazon influencer, if you're looking at it, you can look at it as a way to get products to review for free, right? Of everything that I've listed, it's the one that's going to bring you the least, because I mean, how many products can you get from Rebate Key? I suggest you guys use it. It's against Rebate Key's rules for you to resell it. I know the people over at Rebate Key, so I would do this. But when I first started, I was hungry. I was an arbitrage seller. Man, you better believe it. A source for free products. I'm flipping all this. I'm gonna have multiple Rebate Key accounts. But
So I'm on it right now, and some of the products say off, others say 70, 64,
yes.
but they reimburse you no matter what you pay, whether it's 0 or no.
So the ones that say 100% off, they're saying when you buy it, they'll give you 100% of your money back.
Okay.
And the ones that say 70, they'll give you 70% of your money back. What I have seen when you transact on the platform, the more 100s you're seeing.
Oh, okay, I was gonna ask you, because like, I go on mine, and I haven't ordered anything from it, and I'm like, not really a lot of 100% off stuff.
Right.
Thank you, and the rest is like 50.
But the more conversions that you see, and there's a lot of people that they just like live on Rebate Key, so they grab it the 100% as possible, and these people only use X amount that they're willing to give out. So they disappear rather fast. Look here, here's another thing. Get creative with this. So if you see there that has 70%, contact them. Just you know them on Amazon. You see them like that they're into they're into this game, that they're willing to reimburse you for money. They're at 70%, right? Just go to the Amazon account, click on them and contact them, and just explain. As about like, hey, I'm an influencer, not from your seller account. I'm an influencer. In addition to wanting to buy your product, I plan on creating a video and posting it here or to my whatever. I bet you they're willing to budge on the extra 30%. Right? Again, there's a lot more we could get into. I think that's more than enough to be super actionable on this. For now, I hope you got a lot out of it. Any questions?
So when you search for the following, it's by keyword, or you have to give them a link? Because I rather have it by keyword, right?
On Rebate Key? They give instructions on how to do it, but they've moved away from searching by keyword only because that's search find buy.
Yeah.
Right, and buys, Amazon's really cracked down on it. And remember, like if you have a product that's not discoverable on, and somebody is searching for, knee brace, right? The top knee braces come up. All of a sudden, people are jumping over to page 16 and converting on your knee brace. That's a huge red flag to Amazon. Like that is not a normal search. That is not a normal buyer pattern going on there, right? So the part of the problem there, people tell people to do that, and they're like, "Whatever you do, don't click on my ad." It's like, why wouldn't I click on your ad? Are you serious? Like that looks now it looks more natural if I search for knee brace and I click on your ad that is on page 1.
Is it a secondary side that you guys were able to take key, and that's when you didn't want to discuss, but is there another one that you don't want to discuss besides Rebate?
That's not like Rebate, but another spot that I would talk about that's excellent to do. It's invite only, but it seems quest to get in, they'll give it to you. Is brand co-create. Is anybody else in that? Brand co-create. I think I'm saying it wrong.
What is that for?
Brand co-create.
For what?
It's just the one that you
Offer the influencers higher commission?
direct with the brands, yeah.
Creators connection.
Creators, what it is. So Creator Connections is another one. And what happens on Creator Connections, the majority of them that you see, they give you this amazing deal on a commission that you could get for the product, but they say no free included. So far, every single one of them that we've contacted have given us a free product if you just contact them.
That was my question. Do you had any?
100% of them. 100%. Just contact them.
Is it just like a number? Is it just like a number? Then not a bunch of.
100% have said yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I tried with a couple of
Let's
them,
create
but
connections.
maybe
No, no. Yeah, no, 100% of them have said yes. Yeah. I'm focusing more on that one with my wife's channel, but that's good.
Es algo que puedes usar como.
No, it's specifically for Amazon trying to combat TikTok and influencers. So it's saying, like, if you have a brand on Amazon and you're like, I want to get my product in front of, influencers. This is a way. Normally, contacting an influencer is a very difficult thing. This is a way for brands to put themselves out there, give their contact information, to reverse the dynamic and have influencers reaching them if it makes sense for them to do. Just go on there and contact them. No, one has nothing to do with the other. Yeah, one has nothing to do with the other. Everybody, look, we're gonna wrap up officially. We went a little over. We can with the questions though and networking. So no need to run out. We can hang out for a bit. Thank you so much for coming out. Remember, next week, those of you that were asking questions earlier about print on demand, Alex is going to be dropping a lot of information, and how to make real money with it. He's also going to have some deals, I hope, for everybody that's here. I think those deals will go away after week. So thank you so much for coming out, and I'll see you next Saturday.
Guys, nice seeing you. Nice seeing you again. All right,
Oh, that's it. Do you like your little birthday video thing? You see it?
The video of us getting the.
Yeah, this is talking about it. Yeah, that's the program.
What? I didn't see it. I watched your. Were you the one that sent the video of you and it showed I saw that, but I didn't see the other one.
What's your Instagram?
Christina. No, Christy C 4749. With a Y. Christy with a Y. C 4749. Hey, did you like it? Yeah. It's cool, right? Yeah. Oh wait, CH. Carmen. Hello. Have you died? You did? Yes. Where?
Miami.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go talk to Alex over there about Oh, so you guys went all the dish because we're trying to do diabetes in Diana. The water was so milky. We got out. I was so mad. This is the second time. We were trying to do lobster. I guess we're.
Oh, nice. I was hoping to one lobster.
Yeah.
We got some
Well, you can eat it too.
I know. I got to.
Yeah. It's only under Chinese. So,
you got a group, huh?
Oh, yeah. Where? Sharpie, stop that. Where do you? I couldn't find it. It's you guys. I'm so stupid. I'm just probably the only one that
You buy products. Do you Amazon seller?
So the I'm gonna reuse the product.
Your Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah, for
However,
no.
and the reason is that was that's insert. No, I'm waiting. So I posted out there. I got it.
You don't have to post it here. You can post it on your other account, on the regular one.
And just tag it.
If it's vertical,
right.
it will show up.
Go up.
I mean, you can click create if you have your account, your influencer account login to your Amazon.
Link it. Yeah. I gotta try.
I've been posting them. I've posted here. They still show up in the same. Oh my God, the videos and it doesn't matter.
And they're but you said you have to tag it.
You should want to. You always want to talk about it.
Yeah.
By here, if I seriously, they have a bunch of products. Like most of the videos, they have more than one.
And just make it's a vertical.
It's when you only have one.
But it catch my attention that you said it's better to do vertical for the Amazon, right? And then if you do it horizontal videos,
yeah, but on the product page, I noticed it's usually, I don't see anything horizontal.
Right, usually it's horizontal.
So I think if you do horizontal, you get the chance showing up in the product videos. If you do vertical, then
if I do one, I would like to try that and
she price made picture and video product. I think made maybe 10 product. I don't know which product for video good